say that like that.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. Okay, I will ooze wherever I like.
This one drink that's not even bad, you won't drink, and I'm confused. I am in anger.
Good for you guys. I don't watch a lot of movies. I go outside. Okay?
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Words podcast. I am your host, Isaac William Joseph. Right next to me is my best friend and co-host, Jordan Van Cleve. And the other side of me is a very special guest.
I'm not poking you for no reason.
What? Oh. My headphones.
You just think I was just poking you for no reason? I mean, come on, man.
So these are yours?
Yeah.
Oh, well. We need to switch up some mic inputs. But yes, we have Vinny Cataldo as special guest. Thank you so much for being in studio this week, Vinny. Tell us about yourself real quick while I fix these headphones.
I'm Vinny Cataldo. Known Isaac for about, what's it been, 5 months at this point, where I feel like we've known each other a little bit longer. It's been a while that we've known each other.
We first ever met last November at the Skillet concert.
Yes, that's right. I feel like we
were the first two people there.
Yes. And my dad called me crazy for it because he's like, you don't have to get there that early. And I'm just saying, it's better to get there early and be the first in line to meet Skillet than not.
Absolutely. You're absolutely
Tell you what,
right.
I probably would have never recognized you at all the things that we were also going to if that didn't happen.
Exactly.
And now we're here. Ugh. I don't like how far back this couch is. This couch is for tall people.
That couch is farther back.
Yeah, but we don't use it for a podcast.
It looks like perfect podcasting couch.
I want my back towards the back, so my back doesn't hurt. I feel so awkward having like so much negative space, and then the middle of my back is like making that crunch in the corner.
You kind of like want to be able to like sink into the couch then.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Just let your feet dangle, dog.
I feel like a kid.
Good.
It's like a kid on like those like big roller coasters that eventually and you like just dangle the feet for like no reason.
You're short, man. You just gotta embrace it.
Yeah. The date is September 16th, 7:20 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. Monday Night Raw started 20 minutes ago. I have not seen a Raw in a very long time because of our podcast schedule.
All you need to know is Dominic Mysterio is still a piece of SHIT.
Yay. I love him still.
He's probably one of the best heels right now.
It's honestly
for
awesome.
Literally all the right reasons.
Yeah. Jordan, what is the word of the week?
Okay.
Catharsis.
What does catharsis mean?
Releasing strong emotions to feel better. Crying can be a catharsis for sadness.
A lot of people abuse catharsis.
They do.
Yeah. Thank you. This has been the word of the week with Jordan Van Cleve. What would you rate this week's word out of 10?
10.
Yeah, we've never rated a word before. We've never done that. I'm just throwing stuff at him.
I had a feeling.
But do we have any announcements, Jordan?
Hey, you're the announcement guy.
I'm the announcement guy?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, I guess I
The
am.
wrong
Well,
guy.
here's one announcement. In part of why Vinny is here, we are in discussions of a new series for Scaldstone Productions. It will be exclusively on YouTube because it is a video-only series. This is our first thing that is not a podcast or long-form video or long-form audio. This is just going to be a really cool series that we will dive into a little bit later. It's called One Good Question. So, I don't know. It's funny how it's an announcement, but, it really depends on how well and often we can do it. And
This
so-
is all news to me, by the way.
Yeah. You're looking at the CEO. I do things without you sometimes. I'm
You
sorry.
should stop that.
Just like what a real CEO does.
Yeah. I mean, Vince McMahon didn't tell people. I mean, never mind. Anyways.
He did a lot. of bad things.
007.Caden started following us yesterday on the Instagram for the Instagram shout outs. Thank you, 007 Caden.
He doesn't know what he's getting into, though. That's the funny thing.
Oh, he does.
Oh, yeah, he
He's
does.
my cousin.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you at Strong Studios Productions for following the Instagram. Thank you at Aqua_Dranix for following the podcast. Thank you at Samantha_Cook_Magic for following the podcast. This is great. We're almost at 190 followers on
Nice.
the Instagram.
Everybody out there watching, no matter if you have an Instagram or not, if you don't, make one. Follow them. Let's get it to 200 followers
Yeah,
on Instagram.
200. That'd be cool. We're off pace from last year. We had 100 last year for Too Many Burgers event. Let's see. I'll tell you what. You know what's really cool? Not the podcast platform, but my personal account. It's really cool when like full-fledged podcasts follow me. It's odd that they follow me, but they don't follow the podcast. They see that I'm a podcaster, and then they just follow me, and it's nice.
It's like, it's funny, like they follow you, but then it's like they don't see in like your bio or something that you run the Too Many Words podcast. It's
Yeah.
like, if you're following me, look at my bio and see what else I do.
like 2 podcasts followed me this past week. Like every time, such an honor. It's because it's like, Jordan and I, we're becoming notable people in the Iowa podcasting world, and it's really cool to see people recognize that. But follow the podcast, please.
It's like we got other stuff outside of our lives too.
It's like, yes, you can just join my journey personally as Isaac, but also support the podcast because it's part of my journey.
Yes.
Everybody loves Jordan, though. He does no wrong.
No.
He's lovable,
I mean,
huggable.
I do no wrong according to you.
Yeah, you do no wrong.
You unplugged something over there.
The fridge that has nothing in it right now. Sorry, are you going to crucify me?
Yeah.
I do wrong according to Jordan.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on.
Focus over here.
So, Jordan, what we learned this week.
I learned what's underneath a toenail.
Oh, God, dude.
I don't know if I want to.
God, dude. Leave that for side quests. You know what I learned? I completely forgot to ask our fancers this week. So, yeah, what should I ask?
What was the question?
From last week?
Yeah.
Probably what you think of the event.
No, there was something else. I thought you
We're
did.
the worst podcasters.
I'm
ever.
pretty sure you did ask it.
Unprofessional.
Are you sure we didn't?
Are you about to go through my crazy deep Facebook feed?
Yes,
oh,
he is.
I did ask something. I've been wanting to get people to recommend movies.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
got a few.
Yeah, you can answer
13
these as
comments.
well.
You got 13 comments on your personal Facebook profile. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's later in the episode. Anyways, Vinny, what did you learn this past week?
I learned that
I can give you some more time and me answering.
I think I know what I learned.
All right.
I learned that no matter what happens in life, most of the time everything just ends up in the wrong. So
Oh.
I'm
You want-
going deep.
You want to expand more on that, sir?
It's just Friday the 13th week, and in the past week I've had to deal with a lot. So
Okay.
Understandable.
It is Friday.
and in this week I've learned that the best thing you can do in life, be with friends.
Yeah.
Have a fun time. Be with friends. Go out for a drink. Go
Yeah.
to a movie. go to a sporting
Yeah.
event.
Have a sleepover. Cuddle your friends.
Okay,
Love
well,
your
this
friends.
is well, we're not.
Touch
Gonna,
their butts.
if you want to do that, yeah. I mean, you can.
Tell them it's juicy.
Yeah, take them out to dinner first.
See, that's probably why you feel so down. Nobody's told you had a juicy butt.
Well, sometimes I feel like I do.
Like the serotonin you get from a loved one saying you have a juicy butt is insane. I'll tell you what.
Thank you, Isaac.
I'm getting that serotonin right now.
Ah, sweet. We love that. Love it.
Whoa.
Stop it.
Are you getting serotonin?
No,
from touching
he's
your
got
hair?
juicy hands, and that is the opposite of nice.
Your head is already juicy.
What would you rather
so-
take, a juicy butt or juicy hand?
We're moving
Answer the
on.
question.
I'll take a juicy hand.
A juicy hand on a juicy butt, probably.
See, Jordan's got a juicy butt, but I don't want it anywhere near me.
I don't. Well, yeah. He's not answering because he knows it's true.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Something that I've learned this week. Okay, so what is really cool is that at one of my movie critic guilds, it's my fake job, so we don't talk about real jobs on the podcast.
Yes.
Smart.
At
That's
one of
why
my
I changed my shirt.
at one of my movie critic guilds, I have to watch over and monitor a lot of corporate meetings. And most of the time they're boring, nothing crazy
About
happens.
movies.
Any corporate meeting, just in general, is just the most boring thing possible.
Yes.
Corporate
Yes.
meeting about movies.
And a lot of times I have to listen closely to what they're saying because I may or may not be running audio. So every once in a while, you actually do have people, because like what all these corporate meetings are is like they're basically events set up by people from the business. So like too
From the
many
movies,
words,
not business.
too many words is nothing more than an event that Jordan and I just thought that we should throw. Except for the fact that most of these corporate people have no charisma at all, and it's the worst freaking TED Talk ever, okay?
Movies.
In which sometimes you do actually have a really good public speaker out there.
You're not being vague enough, Isaac.
Why?
I mean, you're just telling people what you do for a job, and it has nothing to do with Movie Critic Guild.
It does.
Does
You
it?
don't know what goes into being employed at the Movie Critic Guild.
Okay.
You know what it takes to be a movie critic? Knowing how to make movies. You know what a corner of knowing how to make movies is? Running an audio board, okay? Thank you very much. I post on Facebook that I run an audio board. People don't know what it's for. Anyways, this week there was this amazing public speaker at this one place, and she had a lot of really good advice. She had a couple of things to say, which is, if someone is saying it and they're doing it, it makes sense to them. Which means that no matter what bananas thing that you think someone is doing, no matter how much you disagree with them, if they're saying it and they're doing it, it makes sense to them. So that means that they truly believe that they're not hurting anybody, that what they're doing is correct, what they're doing is right. And so we have to take on anything that we disagree with grace and mercy, and not call them as stupid as they look, And so that's one thing that I learned. And another thing, a great line, I actually posted this on Facebook yesterday. They will not care about what you know until they know that you care. Which means just be passionate about what you do and just, wish for the best in anything that you're doing and who it affects, Like, we're not in this podcast game to make money, We're in this podcast game because of the journey.
We'd like to make money, though.
We'd like to make money.
Please
You can
give us
donate
money.
to the
Donate
Scott
money.
Stone. We have a Venmo.
We have a Patreon still. It just, it's...
We don't push that.
You know those commercials with the sad dogs in the kennels? Just picture our faces on there
In
and just...
the arms
Yeah.
Yes, literally. Just
of
picture our
a
faces.
podcaster.
Just picture our faces because we are struggling.
We are super broke. There you go. Thank you. Stop
For just
touching my hair.
$1 a month, you can save these poor podcasters
From living on the streets.
from living in the streets.
Oh man.
It's like a South Park bit.
Yeah. You know, I saw a short video of these of the writers for South Park, and they basically told this audience the same thing that I learned in video production class, which is if you find yourself writing a story, and the events are in the energy of "and then," it's garbage.
Yeah.
Everything has to start out with "this happens." But this happens. Therefore,
Yes.
this happens. Yeah.
See, they've talked about that quite a bit too, and Matt and Trey have also given their distaste to what they call gag writers, which are the ones that you're telling a story and then the gag writer comes in like, yeah, and then this happens, and it's like, well, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It has nothing to do with the story, so why are you even bringing it up? Which was their kind of take on Family Guy, because Family Guy does those jokes of, here's a story, and then this happens, and then the cutaway jokes.
Yeah, the cutaway jokes.
That's
yes.
To them, it's just lazy writing. Which, if you think about it, no offense to people out there who hate Family Guy, but it is kind of true. Is that the cutaway joke detracts you from the story, and most of the time, it's kind of just there for filler.
Yeah. The way I see that, everything you said is 100% valid. But on the podcast, Jordan and I, we've actually talked about how, like, the main story that they're trying to tell in the episode, minus those cutaways, it's crazy because, like, it didn't really hit me how awesome the writing was in Family Guy until I was watching it on Hulu a few years ago. And, you know, I'd fall asleep during an episode, and then I'd probably like rewind the whole episode to just rewatch it again, and then be reminded about how unrelated this first event was compared to how the episode ended.
And there are a lot of them that you see also in like the later seasons. Like it will start out with like Peter gets a hawk, but then it ends up he is working for a brewery. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things of like it starts it out and then just completely detracts like the middle of the episode to like something different. It's like,
Yeah,
you have to continue to tell one long. That's what South Park does. It continues to tell one long story. Doesn't need its cutaways. Doesn't need just weird jokes. It writes itself.
See, besides the cutaways, I think it's absolutely like masterful because they actually use this chain reaction of what they do in the first half of the episode in resulting in how they get to the second half of the episode. And, you know, maybe in the older episodes, it was poor writing. Maybe in the older episodes, you know, they had no clue why it was so popular. But like some episodes, I sit down and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm never going to write things that are as ridiculous as Family Guy.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm not going to dog on Family Guy. It's a good show. But when it comes to the fight, or like if you between South Park and Family Guy, there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah, they are different.
And don't get me wrong, like the first like 6 seasons of Family Guy are just absolutely great. They are beautiful to watch. But it's really around like season 7 and 8 that you kind of, if like you like binge watch the series, that you start to notice that like decline of like the writing, which is kind of funny because season 7 was around the time that Seth stopped being a producer and writer for the show. He just switched to voice acting. And I thought about this the other day. It had that effect of the creator steps down from the production and the development of the show, and the show just becomes just terrible. Like take, for example, SpongeBob. After the movie, Steven Hillenburg, the creator, left the show. And that's when people noticed that there was a huge decline in how the show was processing. And then he came back, and that's when people saw the resurgence. Another show, The Powerpuff Girls. Craig McCracken wrote for the first like 3 seasons, 4th season, and then it came back in 2016, and he wasn't a part of it, and everybody just said the new show was just terrible. And it really just goes to show how much impact a creator has on the writing and development of a show and new episodes.
You really know a lot of stuff about that.
I like research this kind of stuff.
I'm not a TV show guy, so I couldn't tell you anything about any of that. But yeah, really cool insight out of that.
I could probably. There's probably like a few more examples, but I would have to think about them.
Nice. Okay. So, is it time to get your lips wet?
Let's do it.
All right. Jordan, what we got this week for the Get Your Lips Wet drink review, baby?
Here you go.
Oh, okay. You tell us.
You tell us.
How am I going to get it out of the bag and tell us?
You got 2 hands.
Where's the wet stuff?
That's the drink review right there.
This also comes as a drink.
Just
Okay. I was about to be like, Jordan, what are you doing? But yes, we got the Wombo Combo Oreo Coke collaboration in food and in drink this week to really see what it tastes like and the differences between the cookie and the soda. You down?
I'm down.
Sweet. I guess y'all can dive into the cookies first while I get cups for each of us.
here. Why don't I go get cups?
I was about to say, okay, don't all talk at once.
You're in the
Okay.
middle, dog.
If I actually knew this house a little bit better, I would have been the one because I'm the closest to the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, what are we doing?
There you go.
That's the worst.
That's just love. His
Okay.
juicy hands around those.
So yeah, 140
So is it-
calories.
Is
per-
it supposed to be like they put the Coca-Cola in the like stuff in the middle, or like
So-
the actual like outer
So
layer?
our friend Armin tried these on video for Snapchat,
Oh.
and there's apparently Pop Rocks in the cream.
Pop rocks, as in like,
Yeah, like the candy.
oh my
It might be
Lord.
soda flavored. And
Dude.
then so for the cookie part, not the cream part, the brown Oreo cookie part is just a normal Oreo cookie part. And then the red is apparently a cola flavored cookie.
OMG.
I had to bust out the fine china.
The fine china. All right. Oh my God, those look so good.
I can smell soda opening this freaking bag
Yes.
of cookies.
The top of it.
That
literally-
is like overwhelming, and it's super accurate. Here you are. What, are you going to eat it off camera?
I want the drink.
Oh, you want the drink? Here you go, sir.
That's what I was motioning towards, and you gave me this.
This is crazy. Crazy accurate. You know what I'm really happy about? We're on like a really good run of drinks lately. Because last week was the Beetlejuice Fanta.
Did you guys end up seeing Beetlejuice yet?
Yes, we both have.
Dude.
Have you seen it?
I did. I saw.
Ooh,
like
we
a
could
week-
probably
week
do a
ago.
little baby Beetlejuice review.
We could.
What do you think, Jordan? Yeah. Maybe that can be like the theme of the episode. Beetlejuice movie review. If we want to go in depth with it.
Have we said
That-
Beetlejuice 3 times? Because
Yes,
somebody
we have.
Jordan, go check your room.
Yeah, we could do the Beetlejuice movie review. That might take us a little bit longer to finish, but if you're into it,
I'd talk about it.
heck yeah. What's funny is this is probably the first time in a long time where Jordan and I saw this movie separately, but at the same time.
Separately, but at the same time.
So we'll see it.
There's a certain individual here.
Oh, is that Syme?
Yeah.
Syme's showing up. You know, I had a feeling that he might show up. He's our third co-host. He's the guy who ripped his shirt at the event.
Do I remember that? Oh,
He's the one that did the
he's the one I was probably
call-outs.
like. Was I like chatting with like multiple times?
Maybe. You talked to a lot of people.
I did at that event. I really did.
I'm glad that you did. You know, it's all about interacting with others and having a good time.
Shout out to Ben Yetter if he's watching.
Oh, he
because
might. He might be.
Ben, you treat me like
Crap.
family. Family.
Terrible.
You treat me like family. Well,
He
maybe,
told me that you sit on his head and fart, bruh.
Yeah, he did that one time when I was 5.
He said he liked it. It's super weird.
Oh, I mean,
All right, you want to try the cookie first?
I left my cookie over there, but good thing we have a whole package of them. What?
Here. I want to do the cookie first.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Syme. How are you?
I'm good.
Party in the USA, am I right?
Yeah, nice shirt. Good luck getting through. You might have to go one bag at a time, sir.
Joke's on you. I will tackle the viewers.
You'll tackle the viewers?
Did you bring back Hy-Vee Chinese?
No.
Oh God, I thought it was. I was about to like start
Oh,
paying
that
out
might be his food for the week.
Yes, this is food for the
his
week.
food that he only gets.
All
Well-
right.
Food for the 4 days.
So, yeah, one side of the cookie has bottles, Coke bottles, and then some cookies have the Coca-Cola emblem.
So I think there's actually 3 different designs.
Oh, well, we'll get through it.
So much cola.
I'm going to take a bite.
It does smell very cola. Are you opening Jeezy's mail?
It is from Perry. I assume that he left it for me to deal with.
No, I literally just pulled it in here.
Interesting.
It came today.
I can hear the pop rocks from the cream in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I don't know if you can hear that, man.
It's giving me like it's giving me like the wax colas vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to hear this.
I can hear a little bit of it.
I'll partake.
Yes.
Eat the one that's on the table.
Third wheel official. Go ahead and try.
That one I want.
Okay. Will you hand that one to me then?
Okay, so for some reason, I am a little less excited about Oreo flavored Coke.
I know. I'm the exact same way. It's like
Like, the Coke cookies were cool,
Cookies are
but Oreo drinks, I don't know. I've had Oreo ice cream, but, like, that's ice cream. But, you know, let's give it a good smell test. Smells like Oreo, as expected, but very subtle.
That's fine. I'm used to being out of
How's
out of
Simon?
frame, out of focus. I'm doing good. I will say I'm going to rate the Oreo, a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, you're a Coke guy.
I do like Coke. Fair warning, I've already had this drink.
You've already had it? What do you think?
Yeah. A solid 2 out of 10.
I would have said just wait for us to take it so that we can give our reaction, and then you could give.
I won't let Simon give me a curve on the chest. I guess we're
No,
both
no,
just trying
go
this for
go
the first
ahead.
time.
You might like it. I did not personally like it. For me, it's weird.
It's giving cream soda vibes.
It really does. I feel like though the problem is like I ate the Oreo and it's still that taste in my mouth, so it's like drinking the cola just like doesn't like.
Well, for me, when I drank it, I was also sick, so
It is like a
it
straight
might be better now.
chocolate soda.
But yeah, it just tastes like chocolate and Coke.
It's almost like you
And
put
it's
like chocolate
weird.
syrup in like a thing of Coca-Cola.
See, I didn't
I
get
don't think it's a
chocolate
2 out
from
of
it
10.
like at all. I got cookie, like specifically Oreo cookie, which I guess that is chocolate, but like I don't know, like it's not chocolate specific to me.
I will say I enjoyed the cookie more than the drink.
It's technically like a chocolate cookie. So you're technically right, where like it is a chocolate cookie, and that's probably the flavor that you're getting is chocolate cookie.
Yeah,
I will say, trying it after the cookie right now, I do taste a bit more chocolate.
Yeah.
But yeah, for
These
me,
cookies slap though. I'd probably give it a higher
the
score.
cookies are okay.
it's just a little weird, because like the flavor of Coke plus chocolate just doesn't work for me. Hence why I gave it a 2.
I don't think they're amazing.
Oh no,
I don't think it's
this
amazing.
is definitely not a thing that I drink all the
I'd give it
time.
a straight 5.
But like it's much better than that one that we had that one time, and it tasted just like the meat compactor at Hy-Vee.
what?
Yeah, don't you remember that one? It was like the AI flavored
AI.
Coke or whatever. And to me, it tasted like what
It
the
was like when
garbage
Coke tried to do,
compactor
like-
smells like
Yeah,
for the
the
meat department at
futuristic
Hy-Vee.
No,
It wasn't good.
I'll give the cookies a
dude.
7.
As somebody who used to work in the back room, for Hy-Vee.
Passing by that meat compactor.
I know that meat compactor, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I've ever smelled anything more horrendous.
That's what this Coke tasted like.
And it was AI.
So an AI came up with the flavor.
Oh my gosh.
We should revisit that.
We are not going to revisit it because
should figure
I
out what
don't want to
episode
get
that
sick.
was.
You can't revisit the drink anymore because it's.
It's a limited time only.
It's discontinued.
I could see
I meant
why.
like revisit it as like.
Well, it was one.
watch
Yeah,
the
it's
episode.
like the Coke. It was a limited time only thing. This does taste a lot like that Coca-Cola Starlight. They had a zero sugar version of that. They did both zero and regular for that one. This is similar to the zero one of that, and like it's still I just get if you took Coke and put a bunch of Oreos in them and let them sit there for like 3 days, that's what it tastes like to me.
I still
And it's
can't
still
get this,
just not good.
I still can't get the Pop Rock. I think out of
I mean, I do like the cookie more.
the cookie isn't like terrible. I mean,
The
I'm not
cookie's
gonna
not
lie, the
terrible.
cookie is not
The
bad.
drink for me just.
I need to go back to having like the peanut butter filled Oreos.
See, it would have been
I
different
was
if they
never
would have
crazy about
picked
this.
like a flavored
Yeah, like
Oreo for their Coke, and then like Coke flavored Oreos for their Oreos.
yeah, like if you went to like I don't know, like a cherry cola like Oreo. Can you imagine like that instead of just straight Coca-Cola? Like a cherry
Or
Coke.
if you would have just did cherry Coke, I mean,
yeah.
or like just any different flavor of Coke
Or
for a cookie, or
take
any
the
different
cream in the
flavor
middle.
of.
Blend it up enough to where it could become an actual cream and have it like kind of like a side thing. Like how like you put like creamer and coffee.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't choose the Oreo cream to flavor their
I know.
Coke?
Instead they did like
instead
the
of using the chocolate cookie.
yeah.
They probably tried that, but it was way too strong of a flavor because it's already really strong of a flavor.
It is.
Well, yeah, but like you're making a limited time only like flavor. You might as well go big or go home. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
5 for the drink, 7 for the cookie.
I give the drink a 3, and I give the cookie a 6.
What do you think?
I give the cookie a 6 and the drink a 4. I mean,
That tracks.
I can't give it like a middle because it just tastes like a regular Coca-Cola. And there's like just a hint
I do like the cookie.
of chocolate in it, but it's just a lot of just Coca-Cola. Like it's not really anything like super like noteworthy.
What do you think of how lit this room is?
Very bright. When I walked up to the front door, I thought that we put in new lighting.
You should have seen Jordan. He looked exactly like a ghost.
Yeah, on camera.
He is. It's true.
But yeah, it's gonna feel so dark when we turn these things off.
Dude, I was gonna say it felt dark literally just walking into the house.
'Cause
And
of
the
the
only
edge.
thing illuminated was binging with Babish.
We love him.
We do.
Dude, I don't know if I've ever seen a better like series that he does than his cooking regular show.
Yeah.
Like he goes like all out with the every meat burrito, the best burger in the world, the
Shout out that guy. Love him.
yeah. God, his stuff is just so
He
funny.
brought my dreams to life when he did the best burger in the world, bro. Because I remember that episode.
That is
And ever
honestly,
since then,
it's probably like the most infuriating episode ever.
ever since then, I've wanted ketchup from the Himalayas.
Is that even like
ever since then.
possible?
I mean, I bet it is. I mean, he did ketchup inspired by that, so I would love to try that ketchup. Like a part of me just wants to try the best ketchup.
I just
ever.
want to try 2 deep fried double cheeseburgers.
He did say that it came out terribly.
Did
Well-
you know that ketchup in Europe tastes very different than ketchup here in America?
How so?
Probably less sugar.
There is like basically no sugar,
Well, I mean, can you think
so it's
think about like
not very sweet.
think
It's
about
more
this.
zesty.
what if Americans did what British people do for food? I'm good. And what if
we definitely
British...
wouldn't be obese?
No, I mean like dude, somebody said like my friend just got back from Italy like a month ago.
There's the other one.
And he told me, he was like, dude, the portion sizes overseas in Europe are so small. I'm like, I bet, because it's like they look at everybody there. Like, I don't think I've seen one.
Actually, what you're getting is a normal portion size.
Yeah.
You're just so used to getting your super-sized portion that, a normal portion seems
The
very small.
the Nikocado avocado versions.
Yeah.
So I just had just the cream. It is definitely also Coke flavored with, I'm assuming, in the Pop Rocks.
Oh my god, the Pop Rocks!
Yep.
Don't even get me started on those again.
Yeah. Don't do that ever again.
But yes, Europe is they go by portion sizes on the label, for one. Two, all of their stuff isn't got a whole bunch of sugar in it. Most notably, one of the products that Europeans will comment on when they come over here is our bread. So our bread has so much sugar in it. The comment that most Europeans make is that our bread is like cake.
Sometimes that it is.
And I went on a diet, wasn't having a whole lot of sugar, and I can no longer eat white bread.
No longer eat white bread.
Because I took a bite out of... so I had made a sandwich with 2 pieces of white bread. I bit into it, and I was like, why is this overly sweet? And I had to take my sandwich apart, and it was literally the bread. I was like, it is like cake. Cake sandwich.
Freaking French and their brioche complaining about our sweet bread. Brioche is literally sweet bread.
Brioche buns, though, on burgers are like...
Brioche is like supposed to be sweet.
Yeah.
When you're thinking white bread for European, they just want white bread. They don't want cake.
Some of these
They want
days,
bread.
One of these days, dude, I feel like there's going to be, is it cake? And it's like literally just going to be just a loaf of bread, and then in the middle is cake. And it's like, well, I mean, you could have just baked a loaf of bread. It's got probably the same amount of sugar in it.
Yep.
Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two photos.
They're the same photos.
They're the same.
So,
These cookies are fire.
out of all the ones that you've tried, like Oreo flavors, which one do you think so far is like your number one?
I'm very basic. Mine's going to be the mint.
The mint
Mint
the
Oreos.
hell out of here.
But I also like a mint chip ice cream.
I don't like
so-
Oreo like that to actually have like a real answer. I mean, when they did like their birthday, I tried their birthday
Their birthday was
with the Pop Rocks one. That was pretty cool. I love it when they mess with the Pop Rocks in their versions, but
Has anybody really like ever liked Pop Rocks?
yeah.
I mean, no offense, but it's just like it just
I
sits in
personally
your
do
mouth
not.
and it just makes a noise. I mean, like as a kid, like it's probably like cool because like look at the noise my mouth is making.
Yeah, I mean, as an adult, I can confirm that I've never had Pop
See,
Rocks
what
unless
you
it was
do
through an Oreo
is
or
that
something.
you challenge your friends to dump like 4 whole packets of Pop Rocks in their
Dude,
mouth.
something you
And
you
then
just
they
reminded me of
pour
something.
in some Coke, and it really starts going.
He also just reminded me of something. You go first.
You reminded me of this commercial for the Juicy. You ever remember the Juicy Drop Pops?
Yes.
It reminded me of.
Drops can you handle?
Uno
It
mas.
reminded me of these like it's like a boy and a girl, and it's like on like the school playground, and they're like having like a Juicy Drop like challenge, and the one kid goes first, and then the girl just says screw it and takes the like the sour thing and just downs it, and all the kids are like what, and she's like yeah, beat that. It's one of the funniest commercials ever, and she's like screw it. It's so funny.
That is an ancient relic.
Dude, I can probably like name like 10 old commercials that just have stuck in my head. Specifically,
Is one of them a Capri Sun commercial?
Hmm,
Don't
maybe,
disrespect
but
the
one of
pouch.
them is a Danimals Crush Cups, and that had
Really saying how old we are.
Zach and Cody, and they would be just crushing random things, and all of a sudden, I don't know, like Zach or Cody is like, I crush a Danimals Crush Cup. And it's like, oh my God.
Cool. I remember when they came out with like little Danimals, like yogurt drink bottle things.
Oh my gosh. I also remember like they had a sweepstakes. It's like if you get the tube, you could get the cash and get the gear. And it was like, yeah, great scam.
Mom, we need animals.
So what he reminded me of is, there was that memory that I showed with Israel and Armin on Snapchat, and that was the day Israel, he dared himself. Like, you know how you dare yourself? Like, you guys dare me to do it, huh? And it's like, you totally want to do it. You just want to have the excuse of you got dared to do it.
Yeah.
But just do it if you want to do it. He dared himself to eat all the Bean Boozled beans at the same time.
No.
He puked in our sink.
Why am I not surprised?
That was
the
3 years ago.
deliciousness of
Have you
mixing
guys ever,
rotten
like-
eggs, grass clippings.
The thing you got to do, though, is like kind of bite into it a little bit to like where it's not touching your tongue and then sniff it. Because then you'll know what you're getting.
Yeah.
That's what I did for my
or
friends.
if you just crush it between your fingers. And then
Yeah, but then your
take
fingers smell like complete crap the rest
a- Yeah,
of the
but
day.
that's okay. You can always wash your hands. Can't really wash out your mouth.
Unless you're
could.
pissing off your mom and she says,
They
"Get over
make-
here! You're washing your mouth out with soap."
I mean, they literally make a product. It's this strange, mysterious product called mouthwash.
And there's this one guy who drinks it.
You know, that would take a copious amount of mouthwash where, you know, a little bit of Dawn dish soap would take care of that in an instant.
All right.
And then, you know, you compare the price of those two products, you know, $5 for a giant bottle of Dawn dish
So
soap.
it's side quest time. We got any side quests? These are things that don't really pertain to the meat and potatoes. And I guess we've agreed that the meat and potatoes will be the Beetlejuice review. So we can get into a couple things that you and I have wanted to talk about before this.
Let's do it.
First off,
Okay, hello. Oh,
what'd you think of the event of Too Many Burgers, the second bite, sir?
The event was absolutely incredible. It was great meeting, yes. Proud of this man.
Thank you so much.
It was great seeing old friends, meeting new friends, being able to be a part of something really cool and getting to see an early screening of Peace Walker.
Peace Walker. That's so good.
It was awesome just being a part of it because I got to be like in the theater with people I knew, people I didn't know, but at the end of the night I met so many great people. Shout out to Ben Yetter, and Hope Jenks. What are you laughing at?
Hope Jakes.
You know what I meant.
Yes, I did. That's why
Hope Jakes.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, Hope, if you're listening.
I was not going to correct you, but then you asked why I was laughing. But
Well, it's good that you corrected me because she would have gone the entire time.
She definitely
I probably
is
would have
a
gotten.
listener.
I probably would have gotten a DM from her being like, "Who the hell is Hope Jenks?"
that's Hope just in Janko jeans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Those would be huge on her, bro. Oh, my gosh.
Megan, another girl who I met, don't know her last name though.
Megan Drake,
Drake.
photographer.
Oh my gosh, she was amazing.
She is the kindest
Shout
heart.
out to you, Gretzy, another Greta Van Fleet fan.
Yes.
Give her a lot of love.
Yes.
But yeah, I can't remember the last time I actually went to the Fleur Cinema, but I'm pretty sure it was when they used to do. So I used to live on the South Side growing up. I lived maybe 5 minutes away from Fleur Cinema, and one of the things they used to do was they would do these things called Flashback Fridays.
Ooh.
Where they on Fridays, I don't know when it was, but it was like a flashback day. They would play old movies. So I remember seeing The Sandlot, The Mighty Ducks, Bad News Bears, those kind of movies.
These are all good movies, too.
I know. But I remember just seeing them at the theater, and I always liked the atmosphere of the theater because it felt really like an old time theater.
Yeah, they love the arts over there.
I know, it's amazing. So being able to be back in that theater, being able to support my really good friend, seeing a bunch of amazing cosplays with Ben Yetter and his Misfit Studios, all the amazing podcasters who were there, all the amazing artists, vendors, the burger truck. Didn't have one, but I heard many great things about it. It was amazing. And it was just an all-around amazing event, and I easily look forward to next year's for sure.
Thank you so much, Vinny. This is a guy who was not attached to the event at all. He was just a guy who was really excited to go, and I appreciate you for that. Because, I don't think there's any incentive for you to give us the compliment of it was a good event, but I'm glad that you had a good time.
I had an amazing time. Definitely a highlight.
Knows that we're paying him.
I mean,
Just
we might for this other
Is the
thing.
$100 bill sticking out of my pocket? I can't tell.
No.
Well, Simon was here. He missed it. Why don't you make your maybe potential announcement?
So, we are coming up with a new series for the Scald Stone.
Oh, okay.
It's this series that I've been thinking about doing. I've primarily been talking to Marcellus about it because I can totally see Marcellus doing it as well. So we're going to have people that I refer to as scouts who love talking to notable people who come to Des Moines. Vinny, one of his favorite hobbies is just going out to conventions or events in Des Moines and getting his picture with someone really cool. Maybe it's sometimes Bowling for Soup. Maybe it's sometimes all three Blues Clues actors. Maybe it's sometimes some other wrestler, you know?
Matthew Lillard.
So what you're telling me is that we're headhunting.
Yeah, basically.
It's not like Scaldstone paparazzi or anything. Nothing to that level. But,
Not yet.
you know, a lot of times I go to conventions, I go to wrestling shows, and I've always adored the fact that, yes, it costs money to get an autograph. Yes, it costs money to get a picture. But it's absolutely free to ask a really good question. A question that they would appreciate, you know?
I don't know why, but all of a sudden, when we were talking about paparazzi, all I envisioned was Marcellus being the good-hearted person that he is, being the most polite paparazzi on the existence of this planet.
Yeah.
Just running up being like, "Excuse me, can I have a moment of your time?"
Almost sounds like Mormons. Do you have your moment of your time to talk about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
We start sending Marcellus to famous people's house to
Yes,
knock on their door.
I mean,
Do you have a moment so that we can talk about our Lord and Savior Isaac William Joseph in the Too Many
Okay.
Words podcast?
okay. All right. Well, anyways, yes.
We're gonna get Marcellus a white shirt and some black pants.
So, it might cost some money to record asking said question and record
Well,
the
depends-
answer of the following
Depends
question.
on the person.
It will
because,
depend
like,
on the person and the situation and where you're at.
Well,
and
some
stuff
of
like
them
that.
do offer like a video message, but I'm pretty sure like if the video message is like
Yeah, it's a
a
lot-
video message for like I remember when I met Jason Marsden,
Yeah.
I got to have him record something for a student organization that I was a part of at Iowa State. So they'll do it. If you ask them like, "Hey, we're doing this really quick thing. Would you mind if we interview ask you one good question and we recorded it?" So I'm pretty sure knowing these people, as long as they get paid,
Well, sometimes their handlers can be very, very protective.
Yes, sometimes
As in
handlers
Steve
worry about
Burns.
the star
press
in
and
which
stuff
they
like
are
that.
being there.
as in Steve Burns.
Because
Yes.
Steve's handler was like, "No, we don't usually do that. We don't do interviews for media purposes." And Steve was like, "No, let him over."
Well, it's also, Steve was nice enough to let us know why they say no sometimes, which is, by chance, Scaldstone Productions is owned by a douchebag who makes fun of people and
Wants nothing
tears
more to
others
just
down.
bring out the bad in these celebrities.
Yeah. So it's more of like a PR thing.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
understandable, yeah.
Steve can't be this wholesome guy and tie himself to a production company, that would be based off of like
Slander.
hating on people, like Ice Cream Sunday LLC or something like that. Anyways,
Well, it reminds me too of when I met Steve the first time.
Jeez, Isaac, god damn.
That's wow.
I'm kidding. That's not even the LLC, so it's fine.
Being cold as hell right now.
When I met Steve, and then I went back the next day, and it was a thing of two where hi, I asked him a question, but it was also the thing of I'd done it so much with Anime Des Moines because nobody was there, but this time it's there was two people behind us, and the time when I was finished asking my question, his line was already like wrapped around twice, and I was like, really? I just asked one question. But I remember telling him, like, dude, you were like the Mr. Rogers of our generation. And he got like not offended, but he's like, no, I'm not. Like you could tell he was just like, it's
his level of humility is crazy.
yes, but it's like he talked about it too, because he said, look, Mr. Rogers created his show was his ministry. I am just an actor. I was just an actor on a kid's show. It's like, true. But at the same time, you were also like very humble. You were soft spoken. You treated us like you talked to us like we were just best friends, which is kind of what Mr. Rogers did. And I can understand too that, you know, his whole thing was talking like to us and being able to like relay like positive life messages.
Damn, Simon.
He ate the whole box.
Thank you for
You
helping
finished
us
it off.
finish that. It's 170 calories or 140 calories every 2 cookies. So yeah,
Fair.
thank you.
But I can understand why also Steve isn't necessarily a fan of being called Mr. Rogers, because he's like, I'm an actor. His show was his ministry. He wanted to do that. I just auditioned for a role and I got it. But at the same time, he's still one of the most humble guys. It's even me outside of the show, because it's like when I also went up to him, I was like, can I just have a quick hug? And he's like, I'm not supposed to do them, but just come on back. We'll do a quick one.
From what I had actually heard, he ended up hugging a lot of people, and that he was not supposed to technically.
I mean, I can understand, because like, well, somebody might have like
Cooties.
yeah, but it's like he still didn't care. He was like, I'll hug with whoever I want. It's like a Matthew Lillard thing. I don't know if you guys have seen like when he's at Comic-Cons, but like,
Oh, he loves it there.
dude, he will hug anybody or any amount of time too. Like, I saw a video of somebody like, can I have a hug? He's like, give me the biggest freaking hug you can, and they hug for like 20 seconds.
Like there's few people that I think are truly gifts to like the convention like community, and like Matthew Lillard is definitely one of them. I think Tom Kenny's another one, but he's
He's
expensive.
Well, it's just crazy too, because of like how many credits he has to his name and how many people just know the voice.
Yeah.
It's like it was truly that way when he came last year,
Yeah.
because his line was just insanely packed,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like you couldn't even have like a chance to like really like talk to him. So, but
Yeah.
I think it's just crazy that Tom Kenny was in Des Moines.
Yeah. It kind of is.
And so we want to try to do a series exploiting that called One Good Question.
We really dove off topic.
That's
like
okay.
Crazy.
That's okay, because
That's why
it
we're
was
called
really
Too Many
special
Words.
because we can't get Steve Burns in on an episode like this where we have him for an hour or an hour and a
I
half.
mean, anybody got
not right now.
$35,000 to give him?
Yeah, we don't have that kind of money, and the guests we want don't have that kind of time. And so,
I mean, he was on Hot Ones, so
So was
Thank-
Donald Duck.
I guess true. True.
I mean, Hot Ones has that kind of time or have that kind of money.
No, I'm thinking
Steve?
about it.
Hot Ones has that kind of money.
I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I don't even know where that guy gets that kind of money, but man, to get those kind of famous people on the show is
Yeah,
insane.
Sean
even-
Evans is he's being called one of the greatest.
Do you
interviewers
all?
of our
I don't know if you all
generation.
remember, but
He
do you
really
remember when
is
he
good.
had a like live action show?
Who?
Sean Evans.
Yeah,
No, I don't know that.
Oh
yeah,
my
it was
God.
it was a Hot Ones show.
Yes, it was
Oh.
stupid.
Was it?
It was literally just like one of the like I think like one of like the final rounds is you ate
Maybe it
you
wasn't.
did a bite with the bomb sauce, and you had to like somebody was like
No,
facing this way,
Awesome.
somebody facing that way, and on the and on like a screen they had like words, and you had to like give like actors and like movies and stuff, and you had to like say it while you're also dying from the last dab.
Okay.
But it was just bad, and it only lasted like 5 episodes too.
Okay. Interesting.
But we want to exploit that.
But yeah, Sean, he's a really good interviewer.
He is.
Yeah. But yeah, until we have that kind of money where we can get notable people in on a full hour and can pay such people for a full hour, time is money. We can't do that every time. But, there's been times where I've been to wrestling shows and I'm like, man, it'd be super awesome if I just had like the equipment with me to record myself asking someone a really good question. And so this has been inspired for a while now. And, with guys like Vinny, we could probably make this a more regular thing where, much like the short interview that was in the Des Moines Con episode with Steve Burns, camera, microphone, and one question. And then they might have a short answer or a long answer, the longer the answer, the better, the cooler, and I think that's a really good way to manage and understand who we are and where we're at, and knowing what kind of market we're in. And so, yeah, Vinny, you cool with being a scout for the Scald Stone?
Let's do it.
Yeah, how about that?
Scout. I like that
Yeah.
that title there. That's a
Scout.
good one.
Yeah.
This
He's
is
our
when
scout.
I can use the Scout's honor.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And so we do plan on our first person being RVD, what?
I'm talking to James.
Otherwise known as Rob Van Dam of the WWE.
He's so old school. I thought he was dead for the longest time.
Seriously?
Yes.
I mean, he
mean-
lived through the Attitude Era.
He did. Dude, you know who I'm surprised who I actually got to meet that I thought I was never going to meet?
What?
Mick Foley.
Oh, you met Mick Foley?
I met Mick Foley at a hotel in Clear Lake, Iowa.
In Clear Lake? Really?
In Clear Lake, right across the street from the Surf Ballroom.
That's awesome.
He was doing his comedy/storytelling tour, and me and my buddy just decided to go to it just out of the blue as well. It was like a last minute decision. Bought the VIP tickets. Like he wore his Mick Foley shirt. Mick Foley walked right past him, did the bang bang.
Wow,
Dude, but he was just the coolest guy. Told stories about
it's
on the
Mick Foley.
road. Yeah.
Mick
But the worst
Foley.
part was it was at the beginning of 2022 when he was still in his COVID phase. So he wore a mask when he signed stuff, took it off to take a picture, fist bumped everybody. But other than that, one of the coolest guys I've ever met. He took my buddy also got a chair from Target, brought it, had him sign the 3 Faces of Foley.
That's
cool.
sick.
If I can find a picture of it, I'll send it to you. It's so
That'd be cool.
It's so cool. Like Cactus Jack, Mankind, Dude Love.
All right.
I love it.
Cool. And that's why you're perfect for this position, man. Because we got you and we got Marcellus, where pro wrestlers just gravitate towards Marcellus because he's the nicest guy anybody's ever gonna meet. He has Crash Jackson's phone number.
Crash Jackson.
Yeah.
You know something? So last week or 2 weeks ago would have been the perfect time to do something like this. Bridge City Slam in Ottumwa.
I hate myself.
Bridge
so
City
much.
Slam had Scott Steiner. No, wait. Yes, Scott Steiner. Sorry, I was thinking of Scott Hall.
Oh,
May that man rest in peace.
yep. Love him.
I had Buff Bagwell,
Mm-hmm.
who I actually got to meet at Woolies at a 3XW
Oh,
show.
sick. Did you run into Jordan Grace?
No, I didn't. I actually wasn't at that event. I was actually in Iowa City watching the Iowa game.
Oh.
Enzo Amore,
Mm-hmm.
Gene Snicky.
Okay.
I don't even.
Stanicky.
Yeah. God, who else?
Demolition.
Yes, they were
Axel
there.
Smash.
Yep, they are always working with Joe. That's crazy.
They are.
I feel like they work with. They are at a lot of events.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Mr.
Shout
Joe
out to Joe Knapp. He's gonna be a big help for us in this.
He is. Well, we hope so.
Yes, we hope. We really do hope.
I'm gonna shoot him a text between now and then, but mostly saying, "Hey, are we allowed to do a short video?" That'll be
Your
awesome.
hands are really juicy. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Juicy
Like you said.
hands, bro. Stop it. You thermonuclear
is he?
man.
Is it pushing your buttons?
He's just very warm, And the day has already been warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, new series coming out, possibly.
And it's not just going to be wrestlers either. We're going to talk to actors, voice actors. Anime Des Moines is coming up, so that's a great place to be able to see these actors.
We'll figure out if we can infiltrate.
That won't be with me though. Marcelo is going to be taking over on that one.
I mean, I do work at the building that they're going to host, so maybe I just show up in some work clothes. Yes, in my the guild is on the top floor for the movie critic.
Yeah.
So you'll see like the setup of it.
Yeah, probably. Who knows if I work that day though?
Dude,
Did you do any of the setup?
For Des Moines Con? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
No? Okay.
I know a buddy of mine who actually does do the setup for Des Moines for like he works like at the event center for like the operations.
Nice.
Like setup and stuff.
See, the only thing that they'd really ask for help is like the meeting rooms or the pipe and drape in my guild. My movie critic guild has nowhere near that much required pipe and drape, so yeah.
Well, while we're on the topic too of Comic-Cons, I wanted to bring up something that I think is kind of interesting, and I want to get your guys' opinion. Comic-Con guest list, dream list.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of started like
Who
concocting
would I
this.
love to see? Dream list?
Yeah. Here, I could
Going unrealistic?
Wrestler.
John Cena?
make it realistic at least.
Okay, realistic? Bret Hart.
I feel like John Cena's realistic.
No, John Cena will never have the time to just go to a
Mine will
con.
never.
Well, you never
become a
know.
reality.
Maybe San Diego Comic Con.
Which that would be super amazing to go
I
to.
think he would definitely do a San Diego Comic Con or maybe a New York Comic Con, but like I don't see a John Cena sitting at a booth for
Can
12
we
hours.
time travel?
Yeah, nobody can see him, so they wouldn't even know he's there.
That's true.
Because like if we could time travel, that'd be great. 'Cause,
What are we doing?
One of the ones I'd like would be Stan Lee, but that's not going to be
One of the
possible.
one of the ones that I'd like is Scott Hall, man. I totally get it.
Hall. Dude, he was actually it was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash 3 years ago at Jay's doing a signing. It was like, I don't know, like a month or like, I don't know how long after that Scott Hall ended up dying, but it was like right like at like the perfect time to like get him.
Man, that makes me sad.
Yeah, I was
I
really
love Scott Hall
disappointed
so
because
much.
I missed the
Reza Romo.
Comic Con that Stan Lee came to out here.
Remember, I think it was Wizard World that it used to be.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
But I was really mad at myself because, like, if I would have just gone that year, I definitely would have thrown whatever money it would have needed to go and get one of my comic books signed.
Man, I swore that one day I was going to meet Bray Wyatt. Tell
Yeah.
you what. Anyways, dream lineup. James Gunn's in that.
James Gunn, good.
Chris Hemsworth is in that.
Hemsworth.
Along with Chris Pratt is
Chris
in
Pratt.
that. And yeah, a lot of wrestlers like Bret Hart.
Dude, I feel like one of these days, like some of these guys will be at Planet Comic Con in Kansas City.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, he's doing conventions right now. Seth Rollins, would love to meet Seth Rollins.
I mean, we live in Iowa. There's a chance.
there is a
Just
high
go to
chance.
Black and Brave. He'll probably be there.
Well, we did that
Especially
already.
after Seth Rollins like calls it a career and retires. I definitely think that there's free real estate to run into him in Iowa so hard.
Unless he moves to Ireland with Becky Lynch.
Oh, then I would never see him ever.
I don't know. Do they live like in Iowa?
I'd
Or they
like
live
to think so. He's at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy a lot. Unless he's constantly booking a hotel whenever he's there,
Yeah,
which he does have the money for.
I remember I ran into Austin Theory. It was Austin Theory, Damian
Really?
Priest, Bailey, Tamina. They were all at Uptown after SmackDown had come.
Freaking really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And my buddy brought his figure of Austin Theory in, and it's a funny story. Like he was like right at the beginning. Austin Theory had walked in, and he walks up to Theory. He's like, "Hey Theory, can you do something for me?" He's like, "I don't do favors from Marks." He's like, "Well, I just have a figure in my car. If you could sign it." He's like, "No shit, bring it in." Went out, got it, brought it back. I see him signing it, so I'm thinking, "Oh, he's pretty cool." So walk up to him like, "Hey, Theory, can I take a photo with you?" He's like, "Nah, bro, no photos." I'm like, "All right, fair enough." So it's like, so he's cool enough to sign a picture, but he's not cool enough to sign.
Well, I think that may have convinced Theory that, oh, what are the odds that he has a freaking figure in the back seat of his car right now, and I'm here? You know, that's crazy.
Fair.
Like he might be a little bit worried that people just want a picture for the sake of getting a picture with someone that's well known. You know.
I mean, it's like, here's my thing too. I'm pretty sure he was in his like, I'm pretty sure they have obligation of like no photos outside of press.
I mean, it was in Uptown, right? That's a bar. Yes.
He might also be maintaining
Maybe
a
that's
character too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I see
He's
him,
been a douche the entire time he's
I
been
see
in
him
WWE.
Well, it's also funny too because my buddy who got the figure signed was at like the Raw that was like back in like December of like 2022 or 2021. He ran into Damian Priest, Austin Theory, and Dominic Mysterio. It's like cold as hell, and they go into. He takes a photo with them, and I'm like, how can I get a photo? It was, but I did get a photo with Tamina. So,
Yeah, who knows?
and a friend of mine also was like sitting at like the bar, and Jey Uso was next to him, and Jay's like, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "Hey, Jay," and Jay's like, "No, I'm good, man, I'm good." And he's like thinking like, "Oh, you want to take a photo?" But my friend's like, "Dude, I don't need a photo or anything. I just want to tell you thanks for being an inspiration for me."
Nice.
So,
Jay must be a cool hang too.
probably. I feel like especially now
Yeah.
in his whole gimmick.
Yeah. Yeet. Yeet.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Yeet. I've been saying.
Simon, thank you for this impromptu podcast recording, sir. Homie was just prepared to just be on the spot. It was great.
Anyway, going back to dream celebrities.
Yes. Dream lineups.
Who, like, actor-wise, would you want to see?
Actor. Christian Bale. Probably like the entire Avengers cast.
Let's go realistic here.
Like-
For Des Moines Con.
Oh, for Des Moines Con?
I mean, hell, the same people who run Des Moines Con run Twin Cities Con, and they're getting Ian McDermott and Hayden Christensen.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's not realistic, to be honest. Like,
I feel like almost
maybe not all at the same time. Maybe not the entire Avengers cast in 1 year. They probably can't afford that.
Ryan
but
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is good.
Ryan Reynolds.
I
Hugh
want
Jackman's
Ryan
good.
Reynolds.
You know, like just anybody attached to the MCU, I'm so stellar with. You know, but anything outside of the MCU, I'd probably go with Brad Pitt. I'd go with Ed Norton.
Dude, Edward Norton doing Comic-Cons would be absolutely amazing.
He did do them for a while.
His real name is leaving me, but Benoit Blanc from Knives Out. He also was, the James Bond.
Oh, Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig. Yeah, he's great.
I don't think he's ever done a con.
Dream lineup. Let's see. What are some other actors or actresses? Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh. Emily Olsen.
Yeah.
That would be like a dream.
What's his name? Jason something.
Momoa.
No, not Jason Momoa.
Statham?
I'm not doing actors anymore.
Sudeikis?
Those are all really good answers, though.
Sudeikis would be like amazing to see.
I think his name is Jason.
Hey,
Baker.
he's a Caitlin Clark fan, so who knows? He could easily show up.
Jason Baker. He was the creative behind the Fiend character, and he was a close friend of Bray Wyatt.
Oh, that's sick.
Dude, the opportunity to be like, hey, can I help you make your next movie would be insane. And so I would love to see Jason Baker. Like, truly, I would love to see Jason Baker.
I'd love to meet Jim Johnston.
Along with my other personal favorites that I've already met at cons, which is Mike Kingston, Dave Wheeler, guys like that. I almost said Kyle Peterson, but he doesn't table. But yeah, hey, if JT Energy for some reason is at a con, that'd be cool.
I had a feeling.
Another excuse to see him.
I mean, in the future, maybe.
Bro, I'm so sad that
Thanks.
I missed Bridge City Slam. so sad.
I want to
I
see our
only went
boy.
to one Bridge City Slam ever, and it was in 2020. Got to meet Hardcore Holly, Jerry the King Lawler, Chris Masters. Oh my God! I mean, no, that's it. That's all I got to meet.
That's cool though.
I met Jerry
Dude.
like 3 times.
2 weekends ago was Bridge City Slam, and for months, I had been meaning to go to that, and then my car broke last month.
Oh, ha ha.
And I was so mad because I planned on part of my state fair check, because it's the fattest check of the year for me.
Yeah.
I had planned on spending like just a couple hundred on a really good night at Bridge City Slam. Like just set that aside and just have a good time as a wrestling fan, because, you know, with my busy schedule, it's hard to catch a Raw and SmackDown, you know. Like the last 2 actual televised WWE things that I watched was SummerSlam, and before that, it was WrestleMania. Those are the only things that I've been able to catch. Other than that, it's been nada, because I just don't have the time for that. And yeah, I gotta be at the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Bridge City Slam.
Jordan, are you still alive over there?
Yes,
Who was
What
on
are you
your
doing?
dream list?
I'm writing.
Oh,
it.
he's writing down his con list.
Oh, he is.
Please continue talking until I finish it.
I guess I can
I
jump
got
to
3
mine.
more spots.
I could jump to mine.
Okay. His name, his actual name always leaves me, but I think one of the best voice actors I would love to meet is oh shoot. One second. Googling. Keith David.
Dude, Keith David would be so cool to meet.
Dude, meeting Keith David, having his voice permanently on one of our freaking products. Oh my gosh.
Something like, you're listening.
Like, I just want Keith David to say, "This is Keith David, and you're listening to the Too Many Words podcast."
Kind of like what Steve did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keith David would be a really good one.
Oh my
Or even
gosh.
Like a really good
Or even
one.
like Tom Kenny, or like even if you
Yep.
had gotten like Mark Hamill.
This is SpongeBob. Mark Hamill would be good.
That's it's unrealistic, but it's. I'd like
If
to.
we're gonna
think
go
Mark
with
Hamill
voice
does cons, right?
actors, I'm gonna go with Gunnar Wright.
Okay, who's that? Voice of who?
He voices Isaac Clarke in the Dead Space video game series.
Nice.
Mark Hamill does well. I guess I don't know if he's done any lately, but he used to do all of the cons because he was another one of those ones that loved his people.
Well, he's recently gotten back into the con. He
Not
did.
to mention like
he
how
did,
many
like,
different cons he could go to, because you know when you voice act as Joker and you also play as Luke Skywalker in one of the biggest nerd films ever.
Well, to me,
You're going to be at every con.
I've always known him as the voice of Skips from Regular Show.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I've always kind of known him as that. I mean, he's always had that, like, yeah, he's the Joker. Yes, he's Luke Skywalker.
I didn't know he voiced Skips for regular show.
He voiced like so many
He
characters.
I didn't know
voices
J.G.
so
Quintel had
many
connects like
things.
that, bro.
He does. So many characters.
I mean, speaking of which, I'd love to meet J.G. Quintel as well.
He would be a good one.
Dude,
He does do conventions from what I hear, though.
hate that some creators don't do conventions. It's like, dude, do him. Freaking Butch Hartman does them.
Yeah.
Ooh, Anthony Starr. Dude, I would be, honestly,
he does cons, so I mean, like, it's not
one
out
of the
realm of
best
hostilities.
actors for TV right now is Anthony Starr, because of the fact that I would actually be a little bit scared to meet him because of his work as a Homelander. Like, oh my gosh. That guy has an aura, and it's insane. I would love to meet him.
I got mine.
Okay, what's your lineup, sir?
So I've got one honorable mention just because that would be cool. So, Sonny Strait.
He was
Okay.
supposed to be.
Yes,
Yep.
he was one of my top 3 of
Was he?
people I wanted to meet, and he was going to be there, and then
Canceled.
he got sick. I was actually legitimately sad.
Fair.
Sean Schemmel, same reason. Chris
What does
Sabat.
Sean Schimmel do? You're going to have to explain some of these guys.
Sean Schemmel is the voice actor for Goku,
Okay, cool.
and Chris Sabat is Vegeta.
Okay.
Vegeta's another
Do
one
you
on
just
my
have
big
like
three.
the Dragon Ball cast over there?
Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
Ewan
two-
McGregor would be great.
Yes.
It's already good you can
He-
one Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I know he did cons back in like the early 2000s, I think, and like late or early 2010s. But I don't think he does any anymore.
Aren't they doing an entire like series with him?
With Hayden Christensen and Obi-Wan and Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
I thought they had on the Hollywood Walk of Fame that they did. I thought that they had announced something was in the works.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're doing an entire series. Disney is with those two actors.
Well, they already did.
Yeah, they already did.
Maybe it's like another like
It's the
spin-off.
Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. That came out
Like a couple
year
years ago.
Yeah, when do you start doing cons again?
No.
You're back in the light again.
Yeah, I would. Especially
Uh,
for Hayden. He knows that the world does not hate him
Pretty sure
anymore.
he's doing some currently though.
We never hated
Hayden?
him in the first
Yeah.
place.
He's going to be at
Wasn't-
Twin Cities.
I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, he's
The
definitely in
internet
that.
did.
He's in like the
yeah.
the roulette or whatever you call it.
Nick Cage,
Yep. Nick Cage is good.
Micah Monroe.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought of Nick Cage because I was thinking of Micah Monroe actually because they were just in that movie together, that scary movie together. Can't remember what it was called, but I know Micah Monroe from It Follows, which is my favorite horror movie.
Nice.
Stephen Amell,
Stephen Amell.
Yes.
I would see Stephen Amell with you.
Billy Burke.
Mm-hmm.
He is a actor that he's not super well known, but he was in the Twilight movies. That's not why I like him, but you know. Nolan North.
Nolan North. Nice.
You keep mentioning Nolan North. Yeah.
He's great. And then honorable mention of Roger Craig Smith.
Roger Craig Smith. He is on my lineup too.
I think he was at one of the Iowa cons a few years back, wasn't he?
He might have been, maybe at like a Wizard World, but I feel like he's been in Iowa before.
I'm sure he has. He does a lot, so.
It's funny too because you got Anime Des Moines and Nightmare Weekend. You've got Des Moines Con. You've got Planet Funk Con in Davenport, who just had probably a stellar lineup this year. They got two guys from Ed and Eddie, which I think is insane
Yeah.
because you don't hear many people like from that show doing cons. So I think it's probably the coolest thing. They also had the nerd kid from the Polar Express there.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I was so mad that I didn't go to that because it's like, shoot, I missed my chance to see probably the funniest kid in all of cinema.
I'd like to see Zazie Beetz and Joaquin Phoenix because I love the Joker so much.
Nice.
I am so excited to run into Swerve Strickland
Oh yeah.
in Minnesota in November. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be like a dream come true. That's gonna be awesome. I'm actually going through who's verified on my Instagram following right now to see who like would definitely do a con that I would definitely go see at the con. Let's see. How often do musicians actually do conventions? I don't think they do.
Not really.
Some do, I think. Hell, Corbin Blue was doing them.
Nice.
Corbin Blue
Guess
and
that's
whatever
true.
that guy's name who played
I
Ryan.
would so go see Elias, like from WWE, Walk with Elias. You know,
Next weekend.
I can't go.
I know. Sorry.
I'm missing so much going to Phoenix. I really am, but it's okay. Anthony Bowens
Oh, nice.
from AEW. Sean Gunn. Yep. Now we're just going through our phones. We're the best podcasters. Kenny Omega,
Kenny Omega would be cool.
Steve Burns.
Did you even get to take a photo with him?
I did not catch a photo. Wow.
Hey, we got something way better than a photo.
Son caught a proper photo.
I went and I talked to him. Before we decided to do a thing. Hold on, I have so many more photos.
Also, I would have loved to meet Charlie Cox. That was
Yeah.
another one that's like
Yeah.
that was pretty
Like
high
everybody
up there.
that Jordan was excited for, they dropped.
Yeah.
I did want to go for
Brightman?
Bullseye, the
Nice.
Bullseye guy, but I didn't get the chance to
Yeah.
talk to him.
Dude, it's isn't it kind of annoying that most of the people that they get for those cons are like anime people?
They're cheap.
Ooh.
Fair.
Someone I would spend top dollar to see. Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
one of my favorite directors. Like when it comes to modern directors, like the top two that I easily think of is James Gunn and Jordan Peele. Like
Nice.
holy cow.
It
Nice.
will never, ever be the same.
All right, I got mine.
All right.
This is actually one that I actually put out a while ago on the Des Moines Con group. So starting out at the top, I've wished for it for years. I've met him, but I wish he would just come around close. Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
And pretty much just anybody from Scream. Skeet Ulrich, Jamie Kennedy, Nev Campbell, Rose McGowan. Like, just get at least just one person from Scream. Even if it's for like the Nightmare Weekend.
So
It's
is
like
that like your favorite horror series?
Yeah, well, the original Scream is one of my favorite films of all time.
Okay.
Even though it's the problem comes down to I watched it after I had known about Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, them. So to me, just watching the way Matthew Lillard acts in it treats it more like it's a comedy horror than an actual horror. I bet at the time it was like considered like a big time horror.
It was probably a legitimately scary movie when it came
Well,
out.
because I can't spoil anything. I mean, have you guys seen the movie before?
No, I've
Yeah.
actually not seen a single Scream movie, but I would like to.
You've never seen a single Scream
I've seen Scream.
Do
be
you
made
not
fun
forget
of
that
in
I've
those
been
scary
a
movie
terrified of
movies.
horror movies
Dude,
for a
those scary
very
movie-
long
Those
time?
scary movie movies. The first one is probably the funniest movie I've ever seen. The scary, scary movie movies.
Oh yeah.
The first one's so funny.
It took me a long time to even watch those because those were too scary.
The third one has probably my favorite quote of the entire thing. It's Simon Rex and Charlie Sheen like going, "I have a dream. What is that
Yeah.
dream? To have a dream." But yeah,
It's a great movie.
so them. I'd like to meet Jason Lee. I don't know if you guys.
Who is that?
He was in My Name Is Earl. He played Syndrome in The Incredibles.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he was at the
Um,
Twin Cities Con last year. So
Yes. He was Earl, right?
yes,
Yeah. Apparently, like he's doing something else for his career now, and like he's like really good at it.
he did. I think it's like skateboarding or something.
I think so.
It's like one of those. He would be cool. Henry Winkler would be kind of fun too to get.
Henry Winkler would be amazing, dog. Oh my
He's
goodness.
doing the cons, so I mean, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So
love
that would be
Henry
kind of cool to see. Anybody from Cobra Kai.
I'm
They-
not a big Karate Kid guy, so
Well, but they're always on the con scene, so I mean,
True.
It's
Gary would be about that.
Yeah,
I mean, Gary's not really about going and seeing celebrities because he's not like that. But
true.
yeah.
Butch Hartman would be another one. I've
Butch
met
Hartman's a
met
good
him before, but like just being able to see him and like anybody from the Fairly Odd Parents. Tara Strong's going to be here for Animate, but seeing Darren Norris, Suzanne Blakesley, getting to meet Jason Marsden again, Carlos Alazraki. he's getting mad that I'm talking.
No.
No,
I'm
he's just
listening.
waiting.
I'm just listening.
How are you?
Yes, I'm a very good listener. I'm actually
listening with
really
headphones.
appreciating not having the headphones on because my ears are sweaty.
Fair.
He.
That's what
Yes,
he just
please
said.
go ahead. Please continue.
Oh man, who else? Man, just really like it. It's just so tough because I feel like Matthew Lillard would charge so much.
I don't know. I guess I don't know what his charge rates usually are, but
I mean, probably higher than it was like maybe 5 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah. Just to be able to say, hey, Matthew Lillard was in Des Moines, Iowa. And who knows, maybe you might run into him like outside of the con.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Vincent Martella was at Des Moines Con, he was like telling me like where are some good places to go around here, and I said, well, definitely Fong's Pizza downtown. Platform is a great place to go if you want to like club. Ricochet is a good like kind of like barcade. So like you can, it's like you tell them where to go, they go there, you run into them after out of the con. I think it's just so funny.
See, I'm such a I guess I don't know. I don't want to say niche kind of person, but like if a famous person asked me that, I would tell them Corner Cone and Dallas Center, just because like that is a special small town joint that is very dear to my heart.
But if they're in Des Moines asking that, are
Yeah.
you sending
Hey,
them to DCG?
If that's what they want, I'm gonna give them my honest like.
So I'm
answer,
gonna need you
so.
to pay $100 for an Uber.
Jordan looking them dead in the face. Well, you can go to Wahlburger and Hy-Vee.
The
I would
Hy-Vee
never.
Deli.
I would never, absolutely not.
Well, you never know. It was funny too because on my list it said Steve Burns was like the second person. It's like, well, that already happened.
You panic and you tell them Wahlburger.
So I would maybe say the Destination Grill, because that place is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that Des Moines Con just needs to work their budget a little bit better.
Yeah,
No
I am
offense
not
to the guys who
saying
work behind the
anything about
scenes.
I think they just spend more money on Twin Cities Con anyways.
Twin Cities Con. They do the Madison Expo.
More for our con now.
Well, yeah, it's because it's getting more popular.
Yeah, but they're like bleeding people dry now.
Are they actually?
Yeah.
That's
For what?
for booths and stuff, and like actors and actresses and stuff like that. They're wanting more money. They're wanting more money for people to have a booth at our Comic-Con now, which I noticed that it has affected it greatly because the number of booths there went from covering the entire floor to barely being able to cover the floor.
Well, it's funny too because they had to push like the room like to like the side of it, like the smaller room,
Yeah.
to add more booths. And I think it's crazy just how many people were signing up for booths.
Well, I just remember the very first year that we ever had a Comic-Con here, and from every single square inch of the floor, there was a booth. Along every wall, there was a booth. The entire inside of the floor was nothing but more booths. And it was super crowded because everybody was there. And then when I went this year, it just seemed empty. And that's because
Fair.
I found out that they're charging more to have a booth there. Like, way more.
Probably because they're paying these like top dollars to get these guests in, and they like, we need to make our money back. Let's up the price of booths.
Well, something else that should be noted is they have definitely expanded how much space they cover
Yeah.
in the past few years. Because like maybe the first one, maybe they were just literally just in that smaller section. I don't know. But like they had the whole other room that was dedicated just to like the free section, which I think took out some of the space from the.
Yeah, but it's only minor because the same booths that were in the free section have always been free. And yes, they were incorporated, but that you're talking about the same number of booths.
Well, there was more free booths this year, definitely, because there was us and like a couple other people that weren't there like
There were
last year or
3
the
more
year
booths.
before, but also like that's something that's what I'm saying. So like the free booths that were normally in the main hall are no longer there, so it's gonna be less crowded. That's just kind of how
Talking
math
about
works.
12 booths out of like the amount of space that you had, it just was not as crowded. There was not as
It seemed pretty damn crowded to
You
me.
know what's crazy? This topic is not interesting.
To you.
No, not to me. Any other side quests this week?
Yes, let's go on a tangent and talk about WWE superstars.
Sure. Do you have something to say about WWE?
No,
Superstars?
I just wanted you to take it away so that we
Oh,
could have something interesting
I bought
for you
bar
to like.
soap. Now that's the most.
He just wanted an excuse to
Most-
talk about his soap.
the most exciting thing ever. Okay. I bought Wolverine bar soap, Deadpool bar soap, and Gambit bar soap. They open up at the top, baby girl. That's not the top. The long top. The long side. Yeah. Smells like Wolverine.
Smells like
X-Men.
Hospital?
Smells great.
I have smelled it already.
Bring it over here.
I got
Bring it over here.
Play-Doh.
I gotta smell it.
Yeah, Wolverine soap.
Dang, dude, that's actually a good smell.
Heck yeah, it is. Guys.
I don't know. It just smells like Play-Doh in me.
But yeah, I was at a
smelled
art
like
convention.
my 12-hour trip to the ER.
I was at an art convention that was attached inside Mayhem this past weekend.
Mayhem Collectibles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. And I came across this lady who makes bar soap. And dude, for years I've been interested in like giving some money to Dr. Squatch, but I've always been hesitant because
I will tell you, I have a Dr. Squatch, and I'm not a fan.
why?
Well, the soap is fine. It's just the deodorant. The deodorant sucks. Does not get you well.
It is a natural deodorant.
Yeah, but still, like, I will go on a bike ride and literally, like, my pits will stink like freaking crazy.
Oh.
That's the same with the Old Spice, the blue kind of thing. It's like a different, like, kind of like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it does not in any way, like, work. It does not work.
But yeah, I got this soap from local soap and beard oil maker. She goes by a company called By Squidgy. SQUIDGY. This is not some sort of partnership. This is not me getting paid to say it. I always feel weird when I promote local artists. I feel like I'm doing it for the sake of connections and podcasting and stuff like that. No, okay? Because I love Dean of Green Unicorn Heart from the bottom of my heart, okay? But I've never given him money to draw something for me yet. But when it comes to bar soap, I go gaga for freaking bar soap. So yeah, I have 3 X-Men bar soaps in my possession, and I'm the happiest man in the world. And it's not even that bad of like, it's not even an impulse buy. I mean, it was kind of impulse buy, but it's when it's cool stuff like this, but it's things that you need, like hygiene. Perfect. Okay, this was $4, made out of natural ingredients, and I needed soap. There's 3 reasons right there. 3 good reasons. The other reasons being it's freaking Wolverine soap, you know. Like, just jump on the bandwagon of the movie. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to smell like Wolverine tomorrow, you know? Like, that is fun, and it's cool, and I love that you're doing that. So, yeah. Soap by Squidgy.
I want to say you mentioned WWE superstars, and the only thing I could think about was that old 2012 game, WWE All-Stars. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, it's actually, I owned that game.
Did you?
Long
I
time
remember
ago.
buying it from like my local like
GameStop?
No, it wasn't even GameStop. It was like a video store, and they had it. But I remember renting it. It was probably one of the best games because it's like they're like all these like jacked wrestlers, and they're like doing their moves like jumping like 40 feet in the air. It was one of the best games to play.
Yeah,
to be
it was
honest.
like a caricature artist made a video game.
It was.
It was really cool.
And the commentary from Jim Ross and JR or Jerry the King Lawler was just magnificent.
Yeah, that was good.
Who was the announcer for that game?
I never really played it too much because I could only play it on PlayStation, and that was my stepdad's PlayStation. He didn't let me play too often. He's like, don't eat food and play video games. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's what people do now for a living.
No Cheetos fingers.
Yeah. One time I ate KFC while playing Xbox, and he got so mad.
Did he?
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing
What?
making the entire thing greasy?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sime, have you seen the movie Beetlejuice yet? No?
No.
Leave the room. Get out of here.
Leave.
Unless you want to be spoiled.
Yeah. Spoiler. Does your wife want to see Beetlejuice?
Not really.
Not really? Then I don't care if you get this spoiled. Oh, yep.
Don't get poked.
Behind you here.
He just caressed the camera with his boobie. Oh, all right. Well, let's see if he can get through this with all these bags. Yep.
Suck it in, man.
Working on it. Yep. Yep.
There you go.
All that weight loss has worked out for this moment. Yep. There we go. Okay, so
I'm not going yet. Stop.
Beetlejuice. Oh, look what he
And
did.
there goes the light.
Knocked down the light tree.
So careful about the camera, and then immediately just
Back
starts.
camera-
The
Feels
camera's
light.
valuable, but the light, no.
Light box.
Light box it can go up itself with the camera.
So Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Jordan, when did you see this movie?
On
Friday. You saw it on Friday.
yeah, Friday.
I saw it on Saturday. When did you see it, Vinny?
I saw it last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. Okay. Do we
Tuesday.
have a solid memory of the movie?
A little bit.
Okay. So let's do this properly. Let's Vinny, go ahead and list off who starred in this movie.
I know Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Jenna Ortega, and that's all I can think about. I don't know who else starred in it.
That's okay. That's great. Willem Dafoe.
Oh, that's right.
Danny
I forgot.
DeVito as a janitor.
Oh my god, I remember that.
That's good. It's good. And that's
yeah, that's like
basically
the-
the
Monica
front runners.
Bellucci.
Yeah, Monica Bellucci.
Bellucci.
Yep, she was the bad guy, even though her entire arc was just like
Terrible.
anticlimactic for me. But yeah, let's see. Who wrote it?
It's
Burton.
a Tim Burton film.
It is a Tim Burton film. Did he write it?
I don't know if he wrote it. That's actually a good question.
Miles Miller and Alfred Goh.
Don't know them.
It's okay. That's why we talk about it on the podcast. Before we get into any movie review, we talk about who starred in it, directed it, and who wrote it. And so, yeah. Guys, how would you rate your theater experience?
Mine was great. I went to the Altoona Cinemark.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I went to the Palms Theater.
Nice. I also saw it at the Palms, but I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10 because it was with my mother.
Oh.
Okay. Come
mine,
on.
Mine was a like a 4 out of 10. I mean, theater wasn't bad, but it's just like nobody was just like really like into it.
So I saw it at the XL Theater.
Oh, did you?
The XL digital
IMAX?
spot. Yeah, not the IMAX, but the XL digital.
Oh.
My mother is the absolute worst at picking theater seats because she wants to sit in the second row all the way to the left.
On the floor?
Yeah, I saw
No.
a distorted Beetlejuice face and Winona Ryder face for 2 hours. Okay? My neck hurts. My eyes hurt. I wanted to barf. Okay? Not to mention, I was sitting next to a 10-year-old girl. This probably was like her first time going to the movies without her parents because this girl. Oh, sorry. That's basically all like how invasive she was. She had her shoes off and putting her feet on like the little tray that you have on the seat and just playing with the seat like that, right? And just at one point in the movie, I'm trying to watch the movie and half the screen is blocked because she's going like this.
And she's you said she's in the front row?
She's in the she's in the second row with me.
Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah, she's going like this. And like, oh my goodness. And they were going back and forth throughout the whole movie, like going to the bathroom or whatever.
Should have just sat in her seat.
And so, yes, that does affect my
Never
mom.
mind. Yeah.
My mom does affect my theater experience. Okay?
Because she made you sit in the second row on the floor.
right next to a child.
Yes.
In which my mother also did not appreciate. But
Is
you
there
know.
so we know the floor is bad, but when you sit up like kind of like up top, is there really like a bad seat?
I don't think so.
There really is. Even like you're in the
Edge
back.
seats are like I don't like those.
I like sitting in the middle. I don't like looking this way or looking that way when I'm watching movies, you know?
I don't know. To me, it's like
If you sit back far enough, it's not really an issue.
no. unless you're in like the XD theater at Jordan Creek.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, you can't really pick a wrong seat. But
So I had never been to the Cinemark in Altoona.
How
He
was it?
Like he was like future, honestly.
Well, I remember they were doing the
It's been a long time
4D
since I've been there.
experience for the Twister movie,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of mad I never did it because it's like it's like the future.
Yeah. Yeah. The future. The future. I mean, they had the kind of basic recliner chairs, not the same ones that like Palms has. Those ones are fancy.
I mean, I feel like all reclining chairs are becoming the same these days.
Yeah. Just basic, but like it was literally there was like I don't know, at most 10 people in this theater.
Seriously?
Yeah, there was like no one in there. I sat
Really?
We sat dead in the middle, like dead like middle like all four directions. So it was the perfect theater seats.
He's just got to show it off one more
He
time.
really likes this, so he hasn't shut the fuck up about him in 3 days.
I am a bar soap guy. It's also been a long time since I have been a bar soap guy. but
Bar
I've
soap
always been
is
a
like
bar soap
kind of
guy.
is nice. I will give you that.
I don't know. I'm a liquid
I will say though,
soap guy.
my theater, I went at 12:30 on a Tuesday.
So
and
that
my
should be empty, huh?
And you wouldn't be surprised, but there's like 15 people in the theater.
Okay.
Probably college kids who just said "fuck it" today for school. And
I mean, I think there was a sizable amount of people in the theater I was at. I think at least 20 to 30.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean, it's
Okay.
still a classic. It was.
here's
it
kind
was
of
Saturday.
Here's a side question that like I don't want to like dive too much off. What's the best theater experience you've ever had?
Every theater experience has a Fleur Cinema and Cafe.
Yes.
10 out of 10. We love them. Oh my gosh.
But I do have an actual answer. Midnight showing Man of Steel.
Oh, nice.
Best theater experience I've ever had.
That is a
Probably-
core memory for me.
It's probably either because for years I have been watching reaction videos of theaters seeing Infinity War for the first time.
Yes.
Or Endgame for the first time, or No Way Home for the first time. And so I've always wanted to be part of like in on the joke or
Yeah.
in on the super cool thing that the MCU is doing for their fans. You know, it's just I've never had that before until No Way Home. It was a big deal. Like people have been waiting for this movie for years, and so we saw it with friends and like reacting with the crowd and stuff like that. And I'd like to think that the only time it came close to No Way Home like that, when it came to reacting with the theater, was Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
And just recently Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'd say that's my top 3 favorite theater experiences. No Way Home and Across the Spider-Verse being, of course, at Cinemark Jordan Creek, and the Palms, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nice.
Those are both movies we saw together, right? The Spider-Man ones. I know we saw No Way Home together, obviously. That was you, me, and Dustin.
I saw Across the Spider-Verse with a woman that will not be named.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say
I'm too rich and famous for all my exes now.
fair. My top 3. Number 1. This is gonna be really corny, but the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
I wish I could have gotten to see that. In
I
theaters.
saw that in in Ames, Iowa, 10:30 at night on a Thursday. Nothing but college kids. They freaked out over everything.
That sounds amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. Like,
That sounds great.
Yeah, honestly, that's the privilege of going to a theater in college town.
yes, it was hands down one of the best experiences because like every moment, like from the games that was brought into the movie,
Yeah.
they were like, oh. I will also say Anchorman 2. Saw that with my dad and my cousins.
That one's fun.
Oh,
I'm not
so
a big
funny.
fan of the Anchorman movie.
Really?
I love the
Yeah.
gimmick so much. I do.
I think it's funny.
The first one is great, but like I don't know, the second
one was
like,
just
eh.
more. The second one was definitely like a meh, but my theater was dying the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like Anchorman 2 is the trailblazer for sequels that came out 40 years after the original or something like that.
Was.
Oh, like what was it? What is a movie that like had like a movie come out like the 90s and had a sequel in like the recent times?
Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Goonies.
Oh yeah, Goonies
Yeah.
is coming out. Steven Spielberg's directing it.
Another Goonies?
Yes.
Well, it's been in development for like a stupid long time, and Key and Peele, Jordan Peele, and
Keegan-Michael Key.
they were supposed to be directing it.
Really?
They were the initial first directors for the movie, and that's because they were peak comedy like duo at the time. They were
At the time, they're still kind of peak comedy
well,
duo.
yeah, but
they're not so much.
Jordan
duo
Peele's
these
more
days.
doing his own thing, but like
So is Keegan-Michael Key.
yeah, he's in
Yep.
Transformers 1. We'll see how good that movie is.
Oh, dude, we're gonna see that together. I'm actually excited about this one.
I'm
Really.
nervous, I'll admit, but
Well, anyways, what did we like about Beetlejuice?
I liked Michael Keaton a lot. He's
he did
definitely
great.
His character, like even like what is it, like 30? No, like when did 1987 is when it came out. So it's been like
I don't
it's been
remember.
37 years.
He's 73 now.
Yeah,
He's
37
old.
years later, he still puts on a hell of a performance.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
still
he does.
got it.
I will say, Jenna Ortega's character too in the film
She's good.
was perfect. Of like the
Angsty teenager.
yes, she played it so well as Winona Ryder portraying. And it's like she's all grown up now. Like she has to be a mom, and Catherine O'Hara too. Like I forgot she still acts.
Yeah.
That's
She
what's
was
funny.
She was my favorite performance in the movie.
I thought
She
so
really
too. She
was.
was great. Her whole thing of, crying in front of the camera to, and then she brings the snakes out and they just.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah. Dude, the best parts of this movie was when Beetlejuice was on actual screen.
Yeah.
Like he just brought it and it was great.
Michael Keaton gave 110%
Yeah.
every single scene.
Not to mention, good job on the writers for just keeping Beetlejuice as unpredictable as he should be.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
And so
Also, good job using prosthetics again. There was
Yeah.
a nice mix between prosthetics and CGI. That's what I appreciate.
I will also say too, in the scene where the guy is like walking through like the corridor of like all the doors, and then there's just like the janitor there. I look to my buddy, I'm like, "Hey, it's Danny DeVito." Like just he's
Yeah.
like a small guy, and then
That-
all of a sudden like he turns around, I'm like, "Holy shit, that is Danny DeVito!"
yeah, that quite literally that exact same thing happened with me.
It was just so funny that you just think like, "Oh, it's a small guy, it must be Danny DeVito," and then it's like, wait, he turned around, and he's like, "Yeah,
It's Danny DeVito.
it is Danny DeVito."
chugging bleach.
Dude, I've said this to my dad today. I'm so mad that Danny DeVito never appeared on Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito would have fit in so well on Seinfeld.
He's got his chance on Sunny though. So
I'm gonna say right now, Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
I'm struggling to get through it. I'm on like season 3, I think, and
Dude,
like,
if you
it's-
get to
it's
like
still-
season 6, you're gonna.
I know like season 4, season 5 is where it starts to really pick up.
Yes,
But
because
like
that's like kind of like when they like have like an idea
yeah
of like
yeah.
what the show's gonna be.
I saw that show when I was way too young. There's some episodes that are definitely not for me at the ripe old age of 24.
Yeah, I get that.
I just saw. I remember as a kid. There was this one episode where there was these guys protecting a tree.
Yeah, that was in like season 1.
Yeah, and there was this guy tying himself to a tree in the rain, calling for his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is currently sleeping with one of our main characters, and that just makes a dude at 8 years old not feel great. Or 10 years old, not feel great, or whatever age I was like, man, that's just like the worst.
And then you get older and you're like, that's kind of funny.
Not for me.
I think it's kind of funny.
I think it is kind of.
I mean, it's also been a long time since I've seen it, so.
You have to get to the episode where Charlie and Mac win a pair of tickets and a chance to shoot the puck at halftime.
Granted, I don't know why, but I still kept watching like the show.
He still
in
kept
general.
watching it.
Like there's a lot of episodes where there was like Charlie was like trying to talk to this one Asian girl that would like deliver food to the bar, and then he finds out that she's 13.
Wait, that's an actual. I haven't seen the show in a while. Is that an actual episode?
Yeah.
I'd believe it,
He
yeah.
tried to enter her in a wet T-shirt contest.
Wait, I think that was season 2.
Yeah.
That was another early
What
one.
is that like? Not surprising.
It was on.
They would
It was
actually
on
do.
nighttime TV on my box TV when I had a room at like 10 to 12 years old.
That's what Sunny is. It's that stuff that, like, their thing is doing the jokes that no one else will.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if it works, Godspeed.
Yeah.
Their live action Family Guy. That's a lot of how I've always seen it.
I would say it's also like a more maybe like modernized Seinfeld.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
too.
that's
There's
great.
definitely a lot of that
That's
too.
That's a great comparison.
You have to also get to the Thunder Gun episode.
I don't think I know that one.
So what are some parts that we didn't like about Beetlejuice?
I would just say it focused a lot. It didn't. There was not a lot of focus on Beetlejuice as a like.
There was that.
There was
There's
not
definitely
enough
that.
of him. There was
Not enough
of him.
Beetlejuice.
There
I think
wasn't.
that's probably because of makeup.
And another thing too is like, they had the one chick who came back to get him, and it's like
the main villain was like served no purpose in the movie.
Yeah.
She had like what? How many lines? Less than 10.
she did, and it's like, didn't she end up like just dying?
Yeah.
What
It
was the
like
point?
all for naught. They they made like Willem Dafoe's role and her role to be hyped up to be bigger than they
Willem
actually
Dafoe's
were.
role, as much as I love the guy, it was extremely unnecessary.
I felt that
I don't
too.
know.
I felt
I
that
loved
too.
Willem Dafoe's role. I didn't feel like it was hyped up at all. But like,
I mean, we love Willem Dafoe.
Willem
He
I
did
didn't,
great.
even, I didn't even know he was in the movie.
I had looked him up, and I'm like, oh, hey, Willem Dafoe's in this movie. But like, it's also the thing of he's just an actor,
I mean, yeah.
and
It's
like he doesn't really like serve a purpose in terms of like
They were just there to go get grandma at the basic end of the movie.
A lot
pretty
of
much.
for both of them, I'd say that their only purpose was motivation, to keep the main characters going. But like, I thought Willem Dafoe was just great. Like, it was, I feel like it was more of a role for him to not have to be so serious.
Another thing too is at the beginning of the film, I feel like it jumped the gun way too fast. We didn't know anything really about Winona Ryder's character, all grown up now. She runs this TV show, but it's like, what's the point of it? And then she takes this medication, and it like, do we even like? I must have like been spacing off, but do we even really find out exactly what the medication?
No,
I guess there was no arc with
I
that
was assuming it
entire
was, like-
aspect of her character.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
he's
it
like,
was like schizo medication.
well, the
or
guy
something.
also was like, you can't keep taking these, and it's also like, well,
And she doesn't
what?
even show that it's difficult to not take them through the movie.
But then she also has the fantasies of Beetlejuice, and I'm just
Yeah.
there wondering, like
They don't see enough dead people in this movie either. That's what
No.
I feel like.
like you have the thing of, oh, the guy was bitten by a shark, and then you see all the dead people.
I
It's
guess
like,
there was all the dead people in the afterlife, but I meant like with her and Jenna Ortega's character, like their whole thing is that they can see dead people in like the regular world, and there was literally only like 3,
yeah,
and I don't know, it just bothered me. There was not enough of that.
I was just left a little confused too of like just what?
Yeah, there was definitely the
I
movie could have been better.
I will say though, I did like the what was it, the Soul Train.
Yeah,
I liked that,
That was
concept.
fun.
That
was
actually
fun.
gave me a good laugh of, okay, that's clever. But it is also that thing of Jenna Ortega's character should have been gone. Instead, they had that whole thing play up of pull her off, and then the train goes. It's like, oh, well, I mean, we saw that coming.
yeah.
This was my first time actually seeing Jenna Ortega act. I had never seen an episode of Wednesday or anything.
I hadn't either. So
and
I
her
mean,
voice is way different than I thought it would have been.
Really?
Yeah, like it doesn't match what she looks like.
I thought
there are a
it was
lot of
just
people
fine.
like that in this world who the voice does not match who they look like. So I will understand.
She
that.
sounds like a child.
Yeah.
Even though, that, I mean, I guess kudos to her. Like, she can act as a younger person for sure then. But, like, yeah, she just sounds super young.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely did. I will.
I mean, that's not
I-
really a complaint. It's just. It's
I
not
will
what
also say
expected.
though, one thing that I did actually like about the film was the whole thing with the boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega's like boyfriend in the
Yeah,
film.
that was a good.
That was really
That was a
cool.
good, twist.
That was. But and
They
then
got rid of him really quick, though.
They did. It
Like
was
as
like-
if he was never a problem.
No, it's like Beetlejuice shows up as the guy and just stamps it like, yeah, see you in hell.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
So there's
Okay,
things,
bye.
There's things that they like build up to something underwhelming a lot in this movie, and so that's just what I did not like in this movie. But hey, now I think it's awards. Yeah, we do awards, which is best acting. Who did the best acting in this movie?
Michael Keaton.
I'd say when it comes to embracing the Beetlejuice character, I think Michael Keaton is the right answer. But I think, what's her name?
Catherine
What's her
O'Hara.
name? Catherine O'Hara.
That's like a really,
Personal
really
favorite.
close second.
Personal favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Jordan.
red-headed woman.
Yep.
Catherine
Catherine
O'Hara.
O'Hara. Best scene. What's the best scene, friends?
Man, that's really tough. I would say, personally, I loved the scene where Jenna Ortega's character finds out that he's a ghost and they try to go and he tries to summon her to the afterlife.
Yeah.
That I actually liked. But then also the scene of where we find out about that he like murdered his parents. Like that actually was like, oh. I will say that was actually a good scene.
Gotcha.
Yes.
My favorite scene was when Beetlejuice gave that douche the truth serum, and he got what he deserved.
Which one was that? I can't remember.
The wedding
that guy
scene.
that Winona Ryder was gonna marry, the human.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then that douche was like, "Yeah, I only met you on that one day to meet weak women, and you had money."
Yeah.
It's like, let's get this guy out of here. He actually did a really good job of acting as well. Like
That
from
guy?
start to finish,
Yes.
you could tell that he's just not the best of intentions.
Yes.
And maybe that means that he's a bad actor because he can't pretend that he's trying to prove.
I feel
to
like that was
Winona Ryder.
intentional, though, personally.
But yeah, it's a limbo kind of thing. But yeah, do we remember any really good lines? Best line in this movie? This is why I need to either watch the movies twice or review them right after I see them because I
Yeah.
can't really remember too
The
much
juice is
dialogue.
loose, baby.
I was
girl.
gonna say the juice is loose
Yeah.
though. Oh my gosh, I saw that in a trailer and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, they really did that.
They did.
The
That's
juice
funny.
is loose. That's got to be good. That's got to be probably the best line, to be really honest,
Yeah.
dude. Because there are some lines in the movie where I'm like, this is for early teenagers,
yeah.
because that's what the movie is really. Like I'd like to think the demographic. There's a reason why I was sitting next to a bunch of children, for this movie.
I didn't think
This
so.
movie is like a spoof on horror. The Beetlejuice is not supposed to be a straight horror movie. It's just supposed
I
to be
always
like
found, it's
a
like
scary comedy.
It's like a
you know?
comedy horror.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like nothing really in the movie was like scary.
No.
It's like, but it's like it gives you like that kind of like
Yeah.
it gives you like a horror feel of like it's like a scary. It's kind of a scary movie, but it's more of a comedy.
Yeah, it's like for people like 10 to 16.
There's one more thing I gotta say. They did my boy Bob dirty.
Oh yes,
Yeah. Poor Bob.
I loved Bob.
We love Bob.
we did.
Poor guy.
I will say the scenes of the shrunken heads running through the city.
Yeah,
That was something
the way
special.
they just run.
Yes. The one riding the bike, that one did it for me too. It was good.
Oh,
it was
man.
good.
All right, what do we score this movie? No, best shot in the movie. Do we have a favorite shot in the movie?
There was actually a couple really good cinematic ones. A lot of them were of the house.
yeah.
And a lot of them were of like the opening credits, of them panning over the city, and then it turns into the diorama.
I did like that. Like this, the pan across the city is just like a like what would you
Like
a
those
min-
drone shots?
Well, no, it was like a minifig.
Yeah,
It was like minifigures.
It was like a camera trick, but yes, it was something they mimicked from the first movie, but like Yeah, so it was filming over the real city like it's a diorama. It's like tilt shift, something like that. It's got a special name to it. I've looked into it a few times just because I think it's so neat. But and then it like transitions into the actual diorama, showing that off. And I like that. I like that. I think it's cool.
I will say, now this is not necessarily shot based, but like when it cut to black and white and Beetlejuice was retelling the story of how he met his wife.
Yes.
I feel like that's some of the best
That
mix
was
of the
beautiful.
cinematography that we've seen. Like I love it just when movies can just
He was speaking
like
in
just
another
do an
language.
homage of different styles of movies like that.
Right.
Like, hey, this is Beetlejuice. We love horror. We love comedy. Wouldn't it be funny if we just made this part look like a classic horror? You know, and that's what it did. And so they're not cinematic studies, you know, but like it was nice. I'd like to say that's my favorite shot in the movie.
That was a good one.
Guys, what do we rate this movie out of 100?
I give it about an 80 out of 100.
Really?
80?
It's getting a straight 70 for me.
Straight 70 for you?
I would definitely give it a 75 though.
I would give I'd only give it more if we didn't have to wait 37 years for a sequel.
I'd like to say, for as long as they made the people wait, and comparing it to like other really late sequel counterparts, like Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
there were some parts of this movie that I just could not tolerate.
Oh really?
I'm gonna give this a 68.
God, you can't even get one.
That's
Get
still
me
not a
get
bad
me in the right
score.
mood. It's like a
But, like,
75.
what could you not tolerate, dog?
There's
This
just
movie
some-
was-
Like, what
There-
was it?
Well, I don't like dislike some parts. I mean, like, okay, I do dislike some parts, but I'm not going to die on a hill that this movie is bad. I'm actually going to say that this was a fun movie.
I mean, you can't deny that it was actually.
I'll watch it again with my mom. Okay, I think
Just
that means something.
not having a 10-year-old's foot in your face.
Probably. But like, it's just that there's some parts where it's like, okay, the writing there is just silly, and just too many times where
It's supposed to be silly.
we had the boyfriend, and we had the ex-wife, and we had the cop, and we felt like they led to something. Oh, you're going to hell. Oh, you're just going to die from a sandworm. Oh, we're going to take the grandma away, and I'm going to serve no other purpose. And that's just stuff that I don't know. I don't know. The hype around just some characters in this movie was just did not deliver. And that's just me.
That's actually kind of understandable.
That's
I'll give
just
you
me.
that.
And so I'm going to give that a 68. I will say if we're scoring this on like cinematography and studio setup and putting someone in an environment and honoring the old movie, dude, I love as many variations you can make a dead person look. That's great. 10 out of 10 for that, but I'm going to give this movie story-based a 68. If I'm trying to ignore the writer in me, this is a 75. All
Good.
right. Okay. What is 7 plus 8 plus 6 plus 9 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 8 plus 7? It's a 75.
Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yes. It's just some writing arcs, some character arcs, not great. I was a little bit generous with score and sound because that is just classic and perfect. I was a little bit generous with character. I gave it an 8. But like when you consider character arcs, it's really a 4, but it's whatever. But yeah, that has been our Beetlejuice movie review.
Good review.
Yeah. Now it's time for Fancers. And now you are, I know at this point you feel like this is like the longest podcast episode ever, but.
To me, like in all the podcasts I've been on, this is definitely the longest one, but I'm having the most fun.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
What other
This
podcast
is a
episodes
half
have
hour
you been
longer
on?
than we.
I've been on some at Iowa State, some sports ones.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Yeah.
This is not my first podcast either.
No.
I mean, like, too many words. Yeah, is not the first podcast I was ever on.
It was for me. Let's see. Where is it? Simple question for my friends. Recommend any good movies? Oh, yeah, Megan Drake. She just DM'd me, like, her entire movie list. 1 second. That's probably annoying. I'm going to stop that.
No.
What?
Keep
What are we
doing
talking
it.
about?
No.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, she said Lou, Berlin Syndrome, Cleaner, Circle, The Call, No One Gets Out Alive, The Wretched, Solace, The Darkness, Eli, There's Someone Inside Your House, Clinical, Incarnate, Malevolent, It Follows, Choose or Die, Mercy, The Guilty, The Chalk Line, Secret Window, Lavender, Lights Out, Time Trap, Jexy, Missing, Above Suspicion, Neon Lights, No Hard Feelings, Look Away, The Mother, The Clove Hitch Killer, Old, and Bright.
I have not even heard of one of those films.
I've heard of Old.
I have heard of
watched it.
Old. I'll retract my last statement. I've heard of Old, but other than that, no movie on.
I've The Mother with Jennifer Lopez. I saw that. No Hard Feelings. I saw that. It Follows. We saw that.
What? Oh, I guess
It Follows. Never heard
we
of
did
it.
watch it together, kinda. But
We
like,
have both saw that. Sorry.
yes.
Yeah, all these other ones I don't think I've ever heard of though. Maybe Eli. I think I've heard of Eli. But yeah, other people have said. Blaine Burgett recommends The Titan. He also recommends Ricky Stenicki, the new comedy with John Cena. Don't see it?
No. My sister can attest. It is. No offense to him. If you like it, great. It's not a good movie.
I would love to see John Cena because, like, he's just a natural with comedic timing. I think that might be the only reason why I would see it.
Let me text my sister and see if she'll give her opinion on Ricky
Okay.
Stenicki.
He also recommends Sanctum. Matthew, shout out to Matthew. He was our cameraman for Peace Walker. The Matrix, Battleship, Pacific Rim, and The Italian Job. I have heard of all of those movies. I have not seen any of those movies.
Well, what was that? Was that you?
I think that was Jeezy.
Oh, okay. I know what he's doing. Hang on, I'm gonna get up.
Rob Kramer says Forge. Melanie says Whimsical, Stardust. No. If you're looking for whimsical, go with Stardust. If you're going for action, The Accountant. If you're going for suspense, Shutter Island. If you're going with comedy / whodunit, Clue. Oh, there's a Clue movie. Okay. The 13th Angel if you're wanting a horror movie.
The 13th Angel. That's a good one.
Have you heard that? Yeah.
I've heard a little bit about it. I'm trying to think if I have an opinion on movies.
Yeah. If you have any recommendations, go for it. Katie James says Ray. It's a documentary on Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. All right.
Jacob Wilborn says Knights of Badassdom. Badassdom?
Badass.
Knights of Badassdom. Onyx the Fortuitous and Talisman of Souls. It Follows. Monster Squad. American Outlaw. Lake Mungo. Labyrinth. My Neighbor Totoro.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Totoro.
Okay, I will agree with that because I watched it with my sister a while back. Absolutely brilliant.
Okay. Princess Mononoke. Jackpot and Smile. Sorry, Jacob. I was not really a fan of Smile. I think Smile was dumb.
Smile. Was that
One
the horror
Flew
film?
Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yes, there's a sequel coming out too.
Oh.
Thank you all for recommending movies. I'm always up for checking out movies that I have always heard of but never seen, or looking into movies that I have never heard of, because that's more exciting because you don't even know what you're going to get. Especially, I love going in blind for horror movies.
So I would say Scream, definitely. Give Scream a watch. It's really good. I actually enjoyed it. Comedy movie, The Three Stooges. I don't know if you've seen that before.
Yeah.
People can hate it, but I actually really liked it. I thought it was so funny.
got one of my favorite actors in it, actually.
Which one?
For some reason, I cannot think of him, but I follow him on Instagram and I see him constantly.
Who did he play? Do you remember?
The bald one.
Oh, Will Sasso.
Yes, Will Sasso.
Dude, you know
Will
what's
Sasso, huge wrestling fan, by the way.
Dude, I
Yes.
forget when he was. There was a time that they were on an episode of WWE Raw, and he dressed up as Hulk Hogan and got chokeslammed by Kane. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
And then also, last comment for fancers, Strange Darling was quite good. A comment by Samara Vega. Do you know who Samara Vega is? She's the one who made these bar soaps. Thank God for her. Yeah.
Gives him another reason to
Excellent.
talk about it, huh?
Yes.
I guess.
Dude, it's good soap. Can I wash you with this? So I can
Absolutely
enlighten you on the greatness of Wolverine soap?
No,
Let's keep that butt juicy, man.
it is.
Okay.
You could wring it out.
How's it going, handsome?
It's going good.
Yeah. What?
So, we talked about Beetlejuice.
Mhm.
We talked about your soap 17 times.
3.
I know it was 3. But all right. I think have we covered just about everything we need to cover?
What's the question of the episode? What should we ask for next week's fancers?
For next week,
I can
How about-
I can get a good one.
how about good TV shows?
Favorite TV show?
Yeah, TV
Have
shows
we done that?
I don't
or
think so. We've done
or-
movies before, so
or music.
We've definitely done music.
All right, TV shows it is.
All right.
Or even like what the best
Simple-
video games?
Oh, we've definitely done video games. Simple question for my friends. Great TV show recommendations? That'll get them. Yeet!
Eat.
All right. Sorry, I read that.
I was reading it You know Kenzie?
I friended her. I don't know her.
Oh, it's one of those you just friend those and don't really know.
he
them.
has
Yeah.
this bad habit of just accepting friend requests or sending friend requests.
Yeah.
Who does she know that you know?
You, Andrew Corver, Dan Medeiros, Brittany Stoddard.
You know Dan?
Dan's like you and Dean, where you kind of know everybody.
Well, Dan is also a musician, so
Yeah. We might get Dan to perform at the next Too Many Burgers. Who knows?
you definitely should because he is a absolutely amazing musician.
I've heard
and
him before. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
great.
unbelievable. I think he would definitely pull in a crowd.
I want him to cover a certain song if we're going to have him perform at Too Many Burgers next year.
Which one?
Is that a baton in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
I have
Have
no
you
idea
seen
who
The
we're
Rookie?
talking about still, so
Have you seen The Rookie, the TV show The Rookie?
No.
So there's this part in one episode where they have to go to this house and there's a garage band in there, and this lead singer just starts singing some out of pocket stuff about these cops that he sees. It's like what is it? Cop cuties, cutin' on duty, baby blue booties, come on now and lock me up.
Why does it sound like
Arrest
something
me,
from
but
Brooklyn
make it
Nine-Nine?
sexy. Arrest me, but make it sexy.
That like easily sounds like something that Andy Samberg, is that who's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah,
That sounds like something he would do.
that sounds like an Andy
It
Samberg
reminds me
song, yeah.
so much of the "I Want It That Way" scene in it. It totally reminds me of something that he would do easily. Speaking of that, another great movie that Andy Samberg's in, Hot Rod.
Nice.
Have you seen that?
Nope.
Oh my god, it's one of the funniest movies ever.
Heck yeah.
I don't know what it's on, but
Hot Rod.
just look at it. It's so
Oh, it's an
funny.
Andy Samberg song or movie.
Andy Samberg's just so funny.
Yeah, that guy. All right. Are we missing anything at all?
episode dedications.
All right, Vinny, this can be serious. This can be silly. It can be whatever you want. Who or what do you dedicate this podcast episode out to?
I want to dedicate it out to my parents, Mark and Natalie,
Yeah.
my sister Cassie, my brother Anthony, who's first year in college. I want to dedicate it to them, my extended family across Des Moines and outside of Iowa. I want to dedicate it to these guys for having me on and being able to talk about our new ideas that we're going to launch up here in a little bit.
Good question.
One good question. And dedicate it to Ben Yetter, if you're listening. Dedicate it to you, man. Thanks for always being great.
Yeah.
And I'd like to dedicate it to narcissistic myself for being just a great all-around guy.
Heck yeah, you are.
And yeah, that's what I dedicate it to.
Cool. Jordan, who or what do you dedicate the podcast
This
episode out to?
podcast episode goes out to my great aunt, Mary Louise. She
Oh, yeah.
passed away, unfortunately, a couple of days ago. And, my family's definitely going to be different without her.
Gotcha.
Praying for
Gotcha.
you, man.
I dedicate this podcast episode out to my grandpa Jerome and my grandma Susie. Yesterday was the first time I went to their farm in 5 years, actually. I had seen grandpa probably once in the last year or two, and I had not seen grandma Susie since my stepdad passed and I was at his funeral. And that was 4 years ago. And so, yeah, there a lot of old relationships rekindling naturally, and I love everything about it. And so, yeah, this episode goes out to you. And also, X-Men freaking bar soap, dog. Like, this episode goes out to freaking
Banana
X-Men
bread at
bar
work,
soap.
Can I give one more dedication real fast?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to dedicate it to my dogs, Bailey, who's 15,
Yep.
and my new puppy, Noki.
Speaking of Bailey, you know Bailey Dorr.
I do. Her
Yeah.
mom was friends with my aunt. They went to high school together.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby Joe has known my mom forever.
Forever.
Well, for not ever, but she's known her a while.
Nice.
But yeah.
Yeah, because she texts me out of nowhere. She's like, "How do you know Vinny?" I'm like, "We just started seeing each other in public just enough times for us to be like, hey, what are you about?"
Yeah. She just texts you like random, like, how do you know Vinny?
Yeah, like we talk sometimes just because of this whole movie thing, you know.
I feel, hey, getting her to act was awesome, but I'm sorry, but not even having her sing a little bit. Because I don't know if you know this, but she is a great singer.
Yes.
She's a great singer, but not even having her. But I'm going to tell you right now, she could easily be in a musical, like a musical movie, because she can act very well, and she definitely could sing. So
Yep.
I'm sorry, but they need to replace the girl who was in the new Mean Girls, replace it with Bailey Dorr.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing I could say is everybody involved in the movie would be more than happy to work with me again. And so, I don't know, maybe I can write something in for Bailey.
Bailey definitely, I think, would want to work with you again because she killed it.
She's got an amazing heart, and she's very easy to work with. And yeah, she's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
One of my favorite parts of the event, I have yet to talk about this to anybody, but I was walking around with a microphone.
Yes.
And I was just announcing how many minutes until then, and I saw Bailey, but Bailey did not see me. I was excited that she was there. Like, that was me discovering that she had shown up and made it. But yeah, she, as soon as she sees or she hears me on the freaking loudspeaker, I get to actively watch her start looking for me. Because it's like, when it comes to people attached to the event, I'm virtually the only person that she actually knows.
Right.
And so, of course,
And then I'm there.
mission A, where the heck is my director, you know, so I
Yeah.
can have my mom meet him and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just so funny to just see her go like that when she started hearing me. And it was just so fun. It was
Well, I
great.
remember too walking in and I hear you talk. I'm like, where the hell's Isaac?
Yeah, I tell you what, everybody attached to the event needed me on some sort of capacity at the same time. I was the busiest man in the world that day. It was crazy.
Must have felt like the important man of the world.
I felt important. Yeah, it was like a double-edged sword. Like, I felt famous, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, oh God, how do I solve everybody's problems at the same time? You know?
Right.
You don't. You do it the same way you eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
Yep, and that's what I did.
Eat an elephant.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I
You guys
don't
never
either.
heard that phrase before?
No.
We're just going to act like he's weird and just end the episode.
Pretty much.
This has been episode 110 of the Too Many Words podcast. Wow, 110.
I'm lucky I made it on an even
crazy.
number.
Yeah. So, amen on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Amen.
That was our most unison one ever.